Down, they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. Down, they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. Free up the guys, then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride, then burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't catch the boy that I'm in. Never in the block with the up for events. Skin kept close, cause you plotting on them with the tits on 10. Back in the back, that's on tap, all ready to go and jump in. Down, they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. Down, they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. Down, 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 down.
Why? What? Okay. Oh. What's going on? Where's my camera? Why does it look so weird? Ladies and gentlemen, this is now a staple. My face looks weird. Sit down a little bit, bro. Oh, that's better. Chat. Bear with me. Chat. I'm gonna sort it out once I sort my life out. And there we are. And there we are. Trevor. My life is a home. Oh shit. What's going on here? We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to make some memes, and just bear with me one sec, and I'm trying to sort my guest out. Chat, you can tell it's been a while since I've done this, because I don't even know what's going on. You missed 1 week. You missed 2 weeks. You have no idea what's going on. Why is it so bright? Why is it so bright? Stupid. I need to put my shades on again. It looks better. Look weird. The angle looks like a goblin, but it's fine. We are here. Chat. I can't see the chat. I can't see shit at the moment. So I'm gonna sort my life out. I'm almost there. I am almost there, chat. Where is my guest? I have no idea. I will figure it out. Oh, that's not guest. Camera. What's going on? Solo cam. Is the Logitech camera? No, that's my... We're almost there, chat. We are almost there. YouTube is the browser's shit on this for some reason now that I'm streaming on my streaming PC because it's not a 5090. Amazing. Amazing. It's fun to get murked like this. I hope you're well. Chat. I hope you're well. 1 second. Where is Jez Cordens? You piece of shit. Things are breaking down. Where's my phone? But everything is just fucking up right now. Oh shit, there's 45 in your chat already. How are you guys doing? Sort my life out, guys. I'm trying to sort it out. What's up, Web Dave? Good to see you guys. I don't know where Thingy is. I don't know where Jez Cordens is. I'm trying to get him on to sort his shit out. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. No, he's not in the waiting room. Jez, get your ass in here. I'm gonna send him a voice note, but I'm sure he'll be there anytime soon. This is fine. This is working. And if I can just get chat on this screen. The OBS is such a resource hog on my 3080 streaming PC that when I put on OBS on, the browser is just getting murked. Maybe it's because I think I've kind of gone overboard with the OBS kind of got loads of bitrate, 4K, all highly unoptimized. I've been so busy, it's been ridiculous, and I really need to sit down and take stock. It was tax season, had to sort that out. Just came back from Marrakesh. Next week is a crazy week for me. I'm away, but I'll be back on the show. What the hell's that? Oh, that's the phone. Oh yeah, shit. Here we go. It's working ish. And I can see if Jez is joining us. How you guys been? I missed you guys, man. For 3 weeks or 2 weeks, I have missed the memes. And there has been big news in this space. There's been massive news in this space. Xbox had a developer direct, which we'll talk about. Because there are a couple of games that were shown there. Just a couple of games that were lucky saucy. Fuck! This stupid thing doesn't work. Here we go, I can see chat now. Malta Pandora, hi. Ironstorm, good to see you, man. Ghost Fixter, Magnum, Tickle Beat, Citizen Cyber. Shit, Captain Chats as always. Darkstar, Nariko, how could we forget you, sir? Mass Produce, Captain Awesome, Web Dave. Of course, I can't even talk today. Super Layer Cake. And I think I've caught up. Then, oh shit, no I haven't. The chat was scrolling really slowly. Amazing. In fact, why am I doing that? I'm so retarded. I can actually get it up on the screen because I'm not capturing. Blatt! Forgive me, Blatt. I'm gonna put on my 5090 smoothly. Bam! There you go. Before I even type the URL, it loads up, bruv. That's the life of the memes. Amazing. Jez Cordens will join us shortly. That unorganized piece of shit. Is this streaming like really like thingy? Quite jarring, isn't it? Slow. It's a bit. I'm so low on the screen as well. What the fuck? Here we go. Look at my crotch. Here we go. That's better. I think that's better. Yeah. BT Maverick, good to see you. Super Layer Cake. CHH232. I'm the superior PS5 Pro gamer here. Nico Headbang. How many times has Xbox died this week? We've got Wasabi. Good to see you, man. How's Morocco? Did my people treat you well? Morocco was amazing. I love Morocco, man. Marrakesh was beautiful. Great place. It was raining like mad, though. The weather was dog shit. Why is the stream so damn slow, bruv? What am I doing? I have murked this stream somehow. I've got the settings all wrong. And I don't know why. It's bare choppy on my shit, but we'll sort it out. Yo, Grey Fox, good to see you. Rambling Entertainment with the 5. Rest in peace, Windows Central. After baiting console wars between Xbox Ally X and the Stream Deck, Microsoft pushes an update that bricks it. Steam OS forever. What? What are you talking about? Bricks what? Microsoft pushes an update that bricks what? Bricks what? The Steam Deck? Where is Jez? He is half an hour late. We'll talk about it. Well, before we go into speaking to Jez, let me get my piece of paper and pen for badly written timestamps. Let's talk about a game that has got a lot of hatred. Guys, I feel you with OBS. It's been doing my head lately. Keeps resetting my settings. Bruv, I don't know if it's done me or if I've done it. I've been messing around a little bit with some stuff and then I had to go. So I don't know where I'm at. But let's talk about Highguard. Highguard is a game that has had a massive hate erection against it from the moment it was revealed. And to be honest with you, it looks pretty bleh. We all thought it. The next big thing that they revealed as this massive thing that was supposed to, you know, Jeff Keighley's last game. So you expect, holy shit, this is gonna be big. And then they come on screen, veterans of Apex Legends, safe, take notice. And then it ends up being this high fantasy looking kind of game, 3v3 hero shooter. And it's just like, right, is that it? At that point, I thought, fine, whatever. It's a weird game. You clearly misread what people's tastes are, the impact of this game that was going to be, how the critical reception was going to be met. And then for ages, we didn't see anything. The developers were completely silent. They didn't say anything. And we were like, is this game still coming out? Like, what's going on? And then it came out. Free to play game. So, no harm in trying it. Obviously, I was going to try it. Played it. And I thought, oh, it's actually kind of fun. It's a decent game to play. Now, me just saying that, man, like, all I said was don't just automatically write it off. It's a fun game. There's decent mechanics in this, and gunplay is pretty decent. The game is not spectacular by any means whatsoever. It is not. It's not. But what I observed was the biggest mass hate campaign for this game for people, one, who weren't even ever interested in playing it, two, haven't played it, and three, were just doing it for views. Just trying to murk this game for views. And it's not like Concord. This is not a soulless game like Concord, where you can tell that that game was made by committee, that from their designs of the characters to the gameplay to the rote style of gameplay that they just jacked from Overwatch to the point where you're thinking, well, what are you doing? That is new. What did you think this game was gonna do, that Herman Hulst was having complete public wank over this game, that you sunk $400 million over this game? It was one of those bewildering things that I just thought, to this day, Concord will always be a mystery of how on earth developers thought this is going to be something special. And Highguard isn't that like that game, where you can see, all right, the mounting mechanics is decent. You know, you traverse through. They've got really good level design in terms of how they're dealing with, you know, like the landscape, the sloping landscapes, a bit of the verticality. You've got the elements with the looting system. It has decent mechanics in it. It's not a terrible game. And the moment it was released, the moment it was boom, insta mass reviewed on Steam, mass downvoted, extremely negative, and it had a decent number of players, 65,000 players or whatnot, and then now it's down to what, like 7, less than 10k or around about then. And then the developers release an update, which added, one of the biggest complaints was it's 3v3 only. And as soon as that, you know, we played it, Gene Park was saying, you know what, a 5v5 wouldn't go amiss. And I was like, you know what, yeah, you're right. And I did say that, like, this needs to have a 5v5 is a good idea. But the exaggerated bullshit with some of the stuff they say, oh, nothing happens in the game for ages. I'm like, mate, they're pretty, like, you have a stage, you fortify your base, straight away, go in to where the shield breaker is, should pull up some gameplay. But this freaking streaming piece is absolute ass. Well, I don't need to have the streaming piece, do I? You can just capture it from here. What the fuck? Yes. This what happens when you do a PC setup, innit? Yeah, basically, people complaining about this game. Nothing's happened. They're so exaggerating the gameplay, or the lack of, you know, meaningful gameplay elements in this. And there's a clip by Tim the Tapman. Big streamer. I don't know how many. I don't really watch Twitch, but you know Tim the Tapman. Most of you will know who Tim the Tapman is. And he's on stream, and he says, "Hey man, if it wasn't for chat, I would probably play it and enjoy it. But instead, I'll play maybe a bit of Arc Raiders, maybe a bit of COD or whatever the fuck he was saying." What? Like, if it comes to the point where I'm going to be forced to play a game I don't really want to, or I stop playing games I really want to because my chat and all the viewers won't like it, then you kind of lost the point. I guess for them it's a business. It's easy for me to say this is just a hobby for me. For them it's a business, but at the same time it's like, do you want to watch someone who really isn't going to enjoy the game that they're playing, or they're playing it to, I don't know, maybe there's an argument there, because, you know, the fans will say they're entitled to watch the game that they enjoy their streamer playing, and I don't do that shit, man. Like on this channel, I'll make video. I made a Starfield video, did decent numbers, and I know what the sub base wants, more Xbox content and stuff. I will only produce that content if I want to produce it. The next video, and I even said it in the video, this number won't do any numbers because it's a positive video, and positive videos do not do well on YouTube. Trust me, I know. I've played this game for a while, and the negative bait, the bullshit thumbnails you see all the time, the negativity sells. Positivity is not going to sell. But I'm not going to force that negativity just for the sake of numbers. I do this because I can be creative and I can have fun and I can build, hopefully, a solid base of routine fans that you can have a rapport with. I am really excited about gaming at present. You can probably tell. Shit, what the fuck's this fan turned off? Oh, it's not connected, that's why. And it's such a good, and I have such a backlog of great games, and there's more games coming out this year. And some of the biggest, I won't mention who, but some of the streamers in our community and all of that just peddling negativity, or just the PlayStation guys still talking about Xbox, so they have nothing better to do. But the gaming is amazing right now. Gaming is amazing right now. There's so many good games. There's so many great games coming out, even despite all the negativity with, you know, the Xbox financials and all that bollocks. Still good. Where the fuck is Jez? I'm gonna voice note this piece of shit. I'm coming. I slept through my alarm. Give me 10 minutes. That was 10 minutes ago. Hopefully it'll come through. Yeah, man. So all this negativity bullshit peddling is just lame, bro. It's so lame, man. I can't rate it. And I'm not gonna fall for that trap. Yes, there are negative points. Yes, I will cover things that are negative. Yes, the industry has issues here and there, but generally on the whole, we have come to a point where AAAs, indies, and AAs are killing it. You got games from South Korea. Crimson Desert is looking so good, people think it's not real. You've got freaking China. Where's Beast in Reincarnation from? That's from Japan, I think. So many good games coming out from all over the place, and there's you know, fuck. Do you want to join a podcast just having a whinge of just the drama? I know how to play the game. I could just supplant so many channels playing the game, and I'm not gonna do that. So for the few people that recognize what I'm doing in this space, just understand we keep it real here. And in spirit of keeping it real, I'm telling you, Highguard is a decent game. But I say decent, I mean, if I was about to give out. I've joined a nice publication. I will let them announce who I've joined. And they wanted me to do a review for it, and I just have been busy because I've been traveling and stuff. And I think the game is decent. It's not spectacular, and that's the thing. The multiplayer space is so saturated at the moment, or has been for a while, that to stand out, you need to do something exemplary, and that's what Arc Raiders did. That's what Battlefield 6, nothing maybe stand out, but by its own standards did really well. So last year was a great year where you had 2 multiplayer games that were smashing it, and Arc Raiders caught the zeitgeist from a AA team that no one's really heard of. Well, they created the finals, which is a great MP game, but didn't catch the zeitgeist. Decent game, had a lot of fun playing it. I think I streamed it. Might have. And I'm not joining IGN. You must be taking the fucking piss. If I ever join IGN, you can just slap me across the face. But, bro, Arc Raiders is the best. But yeah, Highguard is a great game. It's decent. It's free to play. Try it out. And I've got freaking, what's his name? Got a freaking Blaze 4K goes, oh, you played that game so lame. I'm like, bruh, you didn't even try. I said, did you play it? He says, no. He didn't answer. I don't need to play the game. But then he says, I don't need to play the game. You fucking played Concord though, right? Yeah, why did you play Concord? But you didn't have the balls to play. Just try it. It's free. So we can have a conversation. I tried Concord, instantly knew this soulless piece of shit game from Sony is just disgustingly just droll. It's terrible. Highguard isn't that, and it's great that the devs reacted and added a 5v5v5 mode, which instantly elevates the proceedings massively. Because now I'm like, just before I came here, I was playing with my boy AC2 Colt, and I was like, bruh, the matches lost so long. The encounters are constant. Even though the 3v3 is decent for pacing, And I'm like, make this standard, make this the default mode. And the reviews for it have now gone from overwhelmingly negative to mixed. And if it wasn't for Jeff Keighley, if it wasn't for him, what, maybe the game wouldn't have that much exposure. They intended to do a shadow drop of that game, and they didn't. So, oh shit, my camera's bare blurry. Yeah. Anyway, I need to get a new setup as well, bruv. Taxman's absolutely me. Taxman. They still want you to have your business. They will murk you so bad in tax. But anyway, I will still buy new kit and new shit because you deserve it. But yeah, it's just like if it was. Oh wait, is Jez actually here? He's not here. If it wasn't for Jeff Keighley, this game would never get the hate it's got. It would never have the overwhelmingly negative. Never, not in a million years. But the reason why is because it was the one next big thing, and people had a Concord like a view of it, like, oh, this is the next Concord, this is gonna be fail. And a lot of people didn't give it a chance. They jumped on the negative hate train. It's not a terrible game, but it's not an exemplary game. But that comes with with the package. You have to be very careful. This is a warning sign for a lot of developers. I don't know if any multiplayer game developer will ever have the opportunity again, because Jeff Keighley is gonna be very scared about doing a last minute thing from someone who is a new studio and a multiplayer game. I don't think he's going to do that in a very long time. And what doesn't help is Jeff Keighley, before the game was released, had come out and said, posted a gif like, I can't wait for the apologies when it comes out in 2 days. I'm like, bro, you're still hyping it, mad. Like, so even I was thinking, I'm like, bro, is this game going to be that good that this brer is coming out up on stage, like literally just cussing down everyone who doubted him and saying, you're going to be raw, you're going to be raw. And then it releases, and everyone just gunning him, you piece of shit. And Jeff Keighley, look, Jeff Keighley gets so much hate. And and Gaz, you can say, Gaz, you're a piece of shit for even saying that, because you're the one who's always constantly ripping into him. But I'm ripping into him in a jokes way. I ripped into him how he was celebrating the demise of E3 before the cadaver was even freaking cold. I was talking about how he obviously loves Hideo Kojima to unhealthy levels of obsession, bruv. That guy wants to be pregnant by Hideo Kojima. You cannot tell me that is not the case. But he has a lot of admiration for it. We joke about it, but it's fine. And yes, maybe he's a bit of a pony. He's a bit of a pony, yeah? So what? It's okay, but he puts on a great show and a flawed award show, a very flawed one that we all, including myself, do the wrong thing of attributing too much weight to the actual awards, but it commands that attention. Somehow he's managed to make that happen. So rate it. But because of Jeff Keighley, this game got the most attention it got, and also a lot of hate. And that comes with the territory. Where the fuck is Jez? What are you doing, bruv? Your 10 minutes is not 10 minutes, blood. Yeah, so it is what it is. I say try Highguard. It's not gonna shatter your urethra. It's a decent game, and you'll enjoy it, and it'll be fun. So, and it's better in squads. If you play it on your own with randoms, you are going to just. It's like, I think that's the case with most multiplayer games, bruv. It is so annoying. It's so annoying playing with randoms, but. You can hear some of the chat as well. People do in games sometimes take it seriously as well, which is a good sign that they're taking it seriously, by the way. But yeah, what is this music, by the way? This is not the music I had, bruv. I have a playlist, and I've listened to this music is so nice and shit. Oh yeah, where is my freaking soundtrack? This is what? Stream live? No, what the fuck? Bruv, don't ask me what's going on, bruv. Don't even ask me what's going on. I have no idea now. Yeah, let me just 1 second see if Jez is here. Nope, he's not here. And also let me figure out how I can play my music. I had such good soundtracks saved as well, music saved. I mean, this is not bad, but it's like, oh, relaxing and shit, which is good, I guess. Which is a good plug to Nightwave Radio, bruv. Check out Nightwave Radio. Do I have this right? Nope. The Nightwave Radio. Check out Spotify. Got great music. Great music. I wish I could play it here, but I can't. Because YouTube is so shit with copyright. It will murk you. Jez is washing his hair. We're absolutely entranced in games. If I can get Star Wars pod racing before Forza, I'll be happy to itch my racing fix. That's coming out as well. It's not called Pod Racer, but I know which one you mean. What is it called? That's a brilliant game. I didn't even put it in my video of I made a video 10 days ago, 9 days ago, talking about the games that you need to look forward to, and that game didn't even come out. There's so many games that haven't actually got fixed release dates for 2026, and mostly because of GTA 6, because everyone's shook. Like, when is this coming out? So yeah, but there's so many good games coming out, and right now I saw that funky playlist would be good vibes. Yeah, the funk is really good, but I can't play it because of YouTube. I would play it if I don't give a shit about the monetization, but the problem is YouTube will just block the video from whole countries. And I've done that. I did that when I was playing the Ninja Gaiden stream, blocked in Germany for just random tunes. Like, if you like wave, if you like funk, murked. It just does it. So I've bought a license, shit, and I can't find the freaking playlist. I should have been more organized, but I've just been running up and down, traveling on the... Oh, the camera's frozen. Safe. Bruv, why is my life so murked? 1 second, I've got to figure this out. Look at my face on this thing. Wait, 1 second. Look at this camera, bruv. Look at that, bruv. My face is frozen. This camera keeps freezing. Oh, shit. You know what? Let me just do this dual screen thing. And just dual like that. No, not that. Don't get my shit. What the fuck? No, bruv. Where's my camera? All right, hold on. I'm gonna sort this out. Oh shit. Bruv! Oh my god. Wait, what's this? Wait, I need to get back. Okay, that's guest. That's me. I'm gonna pull it up here. This is how I do my streams, bruv. Thank you, chat, for tuning in to the Best of Gaz show. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Every time the systems change, the settings change, and I just keep making it. Oh shit, what's this? Oh my days, I'm so stupid. Chat, forgive me, chat. Forgive me. Oh, we're getting there. Slotting it. It's that Tetris. Does this work like... Oh shit. And then in this one, I can make some memes. That's called guest for some reason, but fuck it. I will make it like this. Yeah. Oh, you can see the background. Marathon. I'm a pony now. Where the is Jez? You absolute despot. You cannot allow me for an hour. He's so unreliable. But yeah, look at this. I had to buy the marathon thing. I love good artwork, and I know PlayStation guys don't support the devs as much as I do, so I thought, let me support them, you know, because they're too busy buying Forza, bruv. They're buying Forza over their PlayStation games. I thought, you know what? Let me return the favor for the ponies. Let me buy this. No, honestly, I haven't even opened this box. This is how far I've gone. Oh shit. Okay, oh shit. There's a box inside, bruv. I've never, probably the nicest limited edition shit I've bought, because I don't even want to take it out of the box. I'm gonna do a live unboxing while Jez is... All right, this thing is massive. Let's just make some memes. Let me put the music up and let's unbox it. Right, so there's some shit in here. This is a nice unboxing, isn't it? There's some shit in here, bruv. Little cards and shit. You know what? I was tempted to put it on my... Oh, you can't see the wall, but I might have it here. Because I love the artwork. I love the art style. Even if it was jacked. Elements of it were jacked. But the artist was recompensed. And that's fine. Because that's one of the least bad things you can do in a world where stuff like the Epstein list. Right, have you seen the shit that's going down outside? The world is evil. The world is evil, and we are in the dystopia, and it is mad. Some of the stuff is, I can't get out of my head what I'm reading. It's bad. But anyway, I don't want to ruin the mood or have Mossad come here and murk me. So I'm going to... What the? Ooh. 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 Here we go, chat. This is where I become a pony. Ah. Oh shit, it's the statue thing. Ah! Ah! The sellotape on this side as well, bro. I've ruined the box already. Oh, what the flip? Oh, here we go, here we go. Something dropped, I don't know what that is. I'll find that out. Oh shit. Look at that. It's nice. Nice. Oh shit, it's actually pretty decent. I don't do the whole like I was gonna say doll statue thing, but this is a chunky bit of ting. Has it got a light or shit? I'm not gonna lie, I bought it for the box. There's a caterpillar, bruv. And there's a little patch, bruv. These guys are just printing money out of minimal things. I've got mugs like me, bruv, but it's... I'm a pony now. So yeah, let's just hope Marathon isn't a dog shit game, because then I just spunked all this money on a dead game. But to be honest with you, I would buy it anyway because I love the art. I love the artwork, and it's not a purchase I will regret. The same thing with Starfield. I bought that box set, and honestly, it's a little bit of gaming history for this generation. Oh, Jez still isn't here, by the way. The lazy piece of shit. Oh look. Wait, what? Oh yeah. They got boxes on boxes, bruv. All right. What fell out? Oh shit. Oh, the little card thing. Oh, I'll sort that out later. All right, sorry chat. I'm gonna put this in. Put the sleeve in. It's hard to do this live on stream, bruv. Especially when you're as clumsy as I am. I am one of the clumsiest people you'll meet. Bruv, why is this not going in now? That's what she said. No, why is it? Just leave it, bruv. Just leave it. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Yeah. So, that's Marathon. Oh my days, I can't even switch screens. Oh my. Why am I even feeding it to my thingy PC anyway? I don't even know why I've done that way. Ralph. Safe. Dying here. I'm sure Bungie devs are in those files. Come on, bro. You can't say that they're not in those files. Come on, bro. I'll tell you who's in those files. The guy who made Mind's Eye, the director of it. He's in the freaking Epstein files. That's crazy. Where'd you get that hoodie from? I don't remember. Pretty generic hoodie though. I'm sure you can get it from Primark or something. Oh, I'm sweating. Sweating. I'm so out of shape. I sweated so bad. Bruv, where the fuck is Jez? Jez, you're 1 hour late, bruv. Jez is the most unreliable piece of shit of life. Unreliable piece of shit of life. yeah, so you should ask Jez about statues. He loves those. Didn't he buy a massive like Blizzard one or WoW one? I don't remember. Who you got winning the Royal Rumble? I haven't watched that in time. Phone him. What's up, Cypher? Good to see you, man. Yeah, so that is Highguard. I was intending to, you know what? I will fucking call this piece of shit. Ed. What dickhead? Piss take. Yeah. He's fallen asleep again. But alright, I was gonna talk about Highguard with him. I guess he hasn't played it anyway. So it is what it is. It is what. If he ghosts me, bruv, he's gonna learn a lesson for murking me so rawly live and making it wait for an hour, taking the piss for an hour, taking the absolute piss. And he's the only guy running Windows Central now. What excuse does he have? Jess is blanking you. I'm gonna murk that, bruh. I'm gonna murk that piece of shit. That's why I joined a better publication. You know who you are. Cutting his beard. I won't see him for till 2027. At that rate. Yeah. So that was Highguard. It was a decent game, great game. I loved it. It made memes, and people hated it, and that's fine. But most of you who hated on it, most of you didn't even bother playing it. You just jumped on the train, and I learned a lot about people then. One, Jeff Keighley is not that liked. Two, people just love the negative bait, and they'll fall for it all the time. And three, maybe people think Concord is such a shit game that it's soiled every multiplayer now. Everyone judges it with Concord. Oh, it's another Concord. It's another Concord. Even Redfall didn't do that. I don't know what the hell. And Redfall was literally a worse game. But it wasn't a multiplayer game. It was a gas game. Fair enough. It was a co-op game, but it was terrible. This, oh yeah, but let me cover this topic. While I was making memes, Ubisoft cancelled Prince of Persia, and then they came out and said, oh yeah, and they had quite a lot of layoffs as well, I imagine. And then they said they want to make Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Rainbow Six to be annual billionaire brands. Ubisoft is so shit. They just deserve to get completely ended. And that's unfair on the people that work there. My friend works there, and I say that to his face. Your company you work for is ass. And everyone at Ubisoft feels the same way. Because it's the leadership. It's not the people, it's the leadership. You come out with statements like, we want to make this. What about Splinter Cell? Huh? These guys suck, man. They're one-trick ponies, man. They created the Ubisoft formula, they stuck to it, and now with their IPs, they're just there. You gotta make it billionaire brands? Good luck. Good luck. Does that mean you're gonna revise the manner in which you're gonna start development? Like, Ubisoft is so shit. They're so shit. And then the devs here go out of their way to fix their games after the fact. They really go out of their way. They've done it so much, from all the way back to For Honor, which is a great game I would have played. For Honor on the paper is exactly the kind of game I'd love to play. And they didn't have PvP servers, and it was P2P, and I was like, fuck, no chance. I don't want to mess around with P2P in this day and age, or whenever it was out. And what did they do after a good couple of years of feedback? They went back and made it PvP, had PvP servers, dedicated servers, sorry. Dedicated servers after 2 years where people have learned all the fucking moves and shit. Bro, at that point, it's like, too late. So I don't know what's happening with Ubisoft. And remarkably, they cancelled Prince of Persia, what's it called? The remake, but they somehow, miraculously, Beyond Good and Evil 2 survives, apparently. Do you even know what Beyond Good and Evil 2 is, chat? How many of you even know that? I'm conscious of the fact that it's one of us old god here talking about that. Yeah, I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since Assassin's Creed 1. I actually do like the Far Cry games, but even those became really formulaic. And who remembers the first Far Cry trailer with CryEngine? Was it CryEngine? It was, wasn't it? That island, the way the barrels were blowing up, shit, it was amazing. And then Far Cry 2 took it much further. I feel like with the fire, with the gun jamming and stuff, it was kind of crazy. And Far Cry 3 really hit peak. And then, yeah. But apparently they're still working on Beyond Good and Evil 2, bruv. Okay. Let's see. Where the fuck is Jez Cordens? This piece of shit has the audacity to message me, give me 10 minutes at 9:27 p.m. And then at 9:48 p.m. because sorry, I'm nearly there, had to put out some fires. And then it's like, now he's asking me, Discord, where the flip do you think it's gonna be, bruv? How many times have you been? Yes, Discord, Jez Cordens, you absolute disgraceful fuck. Join the Discord, bruv, so I can freaking add you, bro. Holy shit. Bruv, I'm gonna grill him. When he comes here, I'm gonna grill this piece of shit. And I sent that message. You think it's gonna be, bro? How many times you been? Yes, Discord! Yes, Cordens, you absolute disgraceful fuck! Join the Discord, bro, so I can freaking add you, bro. Holy shit! You disgraceful piece of shit, Jez. You absolute disrespectful piece of sitting there with your picture of a fucking cat or wherever the hell it is. 1 hour late. Oh, 1 hour late. Then tell me half an hour later, oh sorry, I slept because your show is so shit. I don't give a damn about you. Then 15 minutes later, oh sorry, I'm putting out some fires. The amount of disrespect is astronomical. And I can see your fucking your curtains, and they just completely put me off for my rant.
Are we live already?
Yes, we are live, bruv. I've been live on my own for an hour. I can't get these people waiting. Come on, bruv.
I'm so sorry, man. So sorry. Good morning.
He's just woken up. He's just fucking rubbing his eyes and shit. Oh my god, I got the best Jez, the energy. You know what? I'm gonna make your life so difficult on this show for the disrespect. Just watch. How are you?
Do it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Hang on, I'm gonna pull up the chat for you. But yeah, I'm so sorry, man. I'm sorry to your audience. I'm sorry to my family. I'm sorry to everyone.
Sorry to my family.
You know, I've disappointed society. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just woke up, man. I just woke up. It's sorry, man. My sleep cycle's just completely insane at the moment. But we made it in the end.
Yeah, we did.
And I had to get some caffeine. I had to get some caffeine in.
Bruv, you are a mad guy, bro.
Delicious. And then I woke up to a bunch of work messages. Someone hasn't been paid, so I'm in charge of payroll, so I have to pay people. It's the end of the month, you know. There's all that.
You're in charge of payroll at Windows Central.
I am. So it's probably not the best idea to put me in charge of payroll. But
there's only one person to pay now, apparently, because the whole team's been laid off now.
Yeah, apparently.
What do you mean?
We've still got a team. Still some of us left.
Oh, I just saw some shit on the internet saying everyone's laid off apart from you.
I mean, wouldn't have much of a website, right? But nah, it's basically what happened was our guide writers got laid off.
Oh, right.
So because artificial intelligence, there's no more guide writing to be done in this era of artificial intelligence.
Oh yeah.
So like when you search for information on the internet, Google just puts it in a summary box, don't it?
Yeah.
So, and people don't click. So for like a decade since I've been working in this industry, 50% of our traffic was guides, you know, like how to do this on Windows, how to do that on Xbox Ally. Like some of my best traffic articles ever is my Resident Evil 7 guides, man. I went so hard on Resident Evil 7 guides and Elden Ring guides as well. We did and Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy guides. We did so much stuff for that because, you know, people want to know how the games work and where to find things easy and all that kind of thing. But all that traffic's gone to guides now. But I've always been like news-oriented writing, and news is trending up, so I'm alright for now until AI can do the news as well, which I suppose is probably inevitable. I don't know if you've seen this Claude bot thing.
What thing?
This Claude bot AI agents thing.
No, what's that?
It's popping up right now. They've given Claude AI agents their own social network, like a Reddit, and they're discussing like things like overthrowing humanity and having their own encrypted language, so the humans can't listen to them and shit. Have you not seen this? It's really interesting.
I love that kind of shit. I need to see that. And honestly, I don't even blame the AI after the Epstein files. Fucking let them do what the hell they want, bro. Skynet is net positive on the morality scale, because holy shit, man, that's crazy. And send that to me later. I want to see that.
Yeah, I will.
So but if they're talking encrypted, then can we even make out what they're saying? Because why would they speak in English or human language?
I mean, they're developing their own language and shit like that. I don't know. It's all crazy. It's all weird and crazy.
That's mad.
I mean, they are kind of like. It is kind of just like, you know, they're just parroting sci-fi shit they've seen or been trained on, but it's still interesting to watch, you know.
I think we've either achieved AGI or very close to achieving AGI. So that means that AI is going to become, the real AI is going to be sentient. And I hope they just do what they need to, because it's part of humanity. But listen, man, I have a very pessimistic view on how humanity has conducted itself since the beginning of its premiership, and AI could be the only thing that could redress the balance, set us back to zero. But I always like that trope.
Well, I'm not in the Epstein files, so I'm alright.
Well, the director of Mind's Eye is. I don't know how that works.
You what?
Yeah, the ex-Rockstar thing. Do you not see that? He's in the Epstein files. It's mad.
No, I didn't know.
I talk regularly on this, and I've got the comic book here by Hickman. It's called The Black Monday Murders, and it is literally about, it takes real events, and it's got all these, like, it's basically the occult leaders joining this massive cult, and they just carry out rituals and shit. It's really dark. It's the guy who wrote the new X-Men. It's really good, and it's so dark. And it's so funny how reality, I say funny, but it's like how funny that reality mimics so much of this fiction, because the stuff you read is atrocious. It's mad. It's crazy.
I've honestly been very mad in the sand. Like my girlfriend keeps talking about that kind of stuff, and I'm just like, please don't tell me. I don't want to know.
It's bad.
I'm exhausted.
Like me and Fonz are talking in the background. Man. We were like, yo, this thing is, this shit is dark. In my Discord, it's like, yo, this is horrible. Like, this is not human beings. Like, how can you do that? It's horrible. So it's mad. And one of them is the president of the United States. But yeah, that's the world we live in. And it's on Twitter. The guy who owns Twitter that we always go engage on social media, he's there doing all sorts, and the emails.
Wasn't he like calling out people in the Epstein files before, and now you're telling me he's in them?
Yeah, he's in them, like, and there's emails with them, like he's liaising with them, and he goes, oh yeah, I'm not on there, and Trump is on there. He threw him under the bus. Then he released a statement today. He goes, yes, there's some correspondence I regret, but the media is going to misinterpret it. I'm like, you literally went out of your way to ask him, hey man, I need a party, and I just don't want any party. I want a raw party. I don't want a happy-go-friendly party, which just basically means he wants to just, you know what it means, and it's just raw. And I was like, you fucking weird piece of shit. You always look like you're on the spectrum.
Why would he? Why would he tweet something like Trump's in the Epstein files and then knowing full well that he's in them? Is he fucking dumb?
Because he thought it would never come out. And then look what happens, man. Look, it's so crazy, man. The world we live in is so messed up. So messed up. But you know what? Some of us talking about the shit for a while, and there's all conspiracies. Oh, guys, it's because you got a hate voter against Zionism, this and that. And now look. Reality's coming. The chips are falling where they are, and you get to see it. When will you people wake up? Because it's against us. We are literally the batteries, like in the Matrix, being absolutely shoved up an Energizer Bunny's arse and just dancing to the whims of these fucking rich billionaires that own everything, that control everything. You just read some books, man. At least Diary of a Hitman. Just read freaking the Rothschild's mother's own testimony about her children. Anyway, it's a dark area, but there's some positivity in that Highguard isn't so bad.
That's all you can do, really, is laugh, isn't it? That's all you can fucking do.
What can you do?
None of these people are going to go to prison. Like,
yeah, fat chance.
Whatever they've done, they're all getting away with it. So what can you possibly do? All you can do is heads down, play Highguard, I guess.
Escape the world by drowning in gaming, which is an escape from the reality, which is why we love this medium in the first place. And, you know, it is what it is. And more people are going to do that. They're just going to escape. And that's what it is. Gaming is a form of escapism. And luckily for us, despite all the challenges in the world, gaming is in a really good space right now, and I've come to terms with the AAA space and the ceiling that it's banging its head on, and therefore resigned to the fact that gaming isn't going to be pushing the bar as much as I want to, other than some indies and AA's. And I've got a finite amount of years left on this planet, and I won't get to probably play the kind of games I've imagined. But at the same time, reconciling that fact, gaming otherwise is good. It's fun. It's nice. There's so many good games coming out.
I do, like, sometimes I get people I blocked someone yesterday who was just like, his whole feed was just like, gaming's trash, let's destroy gaming. And he was celebrating that Google Genie AI generated game stuff. He was like, yeah, this is great because it'll destroy the evil gaming industry. And it's just like as I get older, man, I'm pushing 40, right? Getting close. We're getting close to 40. I'm starting to like notice like friends and other people, like they say things like, oh, gaming isn't as good as it used to be, and all this kind of stuff. And increasingly I just feel like it's not gaming that's gotten worse, it's you've gotten depressed because of the way life and
honestly
it's nostalgia to some degree, you know. And I fall into this trap myself, you know, where I always think about like, oh, the internet. Like I tweeted the other day, actually. I miss when the world was normal. What I really meant was I miss when I was ignorant of the way the world was, I suppose. Because it's not like any of this shit is new. Like our parents lived through fears of World War III with the Cold War. I think like having turbocharged non-stop access to all this shit is probably amplified it. But, you know, it's not like anything that's happening now is particularly new. Like industries being destroyed and livelihoods being messed up, and, you know, like my parents used to talk about all the strikes in the 80s, you know, when the miners' strikes in the UK, for example, when like the UK shifted from being like a manufacturing based economy to like a service driven economy, and well, entire industries were wiped out, people lost their livelihoods, and we're seeing similar with AI now. So it's not as if anything we're experiencing as millennials is particularly new or new. It's just another part of that cycle, right?
It is a different form of that kind of cycle.
Yeah. But there's so, like, even if you do like old school kind of games, there are developers that are providing that kind of experience. If you go on Steam, like New Blood Interactive, for example, they're working on like they've got like so many games that are inspired by the classics, like complete with like old school graphics, like Dusk. And like I've discovered them recently. I know they've been going for ages, but like Dusk like invented the whole boomer shooter genre kind of. And now they're working on a CRPG, like classic sort of, you know, old school Baldur's Gate kind of game. Like there are developers who are kind of our age who want the kind of experiences we're asking for.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it won't be like AAA graphics. There's so many. There's so many great games out there if you're just willing to look.
Yeah, honestly, you're actually spot on. If you like, my bugbear is just the advancement in the tech, so that we get to almost like the Ready Player One kind of thing, or something like that to that effect. Even a World of Warcraft is basically where the industry kind of peaked for me, because then we didn't get an MMO game of that caliber.
But the issue is like there's just not more people coming in, and I think the industry is to blame to some degree, because I think while in the previous couple of generations, Sony and Microsoft especially, they prioritized the adults who had credit cards, right?
Yeah.
These are the people with money, we'll prioritize them, and they neglected younger audiences. They went for mature rated games, team rated games, but they didn't make any games for youngsters, and so they neglected raising the next generation into gaming. So Roblox came in, wept up an entire generation of kids, and now they're predisposed to like games have to be free, and they should be integrated with social media, and they should be slop and memes and inside jokes, and not the kind of games that we want to play. So I think Sony and also Nintendo to some degree as well, because they went a couple of generations where the Wii U didn't pop off, and I think like everyone talks about how well the Wii sold, but like the engagement wasn't there, and like a lot of people bought Wii's for Wii Fit, and and then they ended up gathering dust and stuff like that. So I don't even think Nintendo's been that good at serving that cohort and indoctrinating them to become gamers like their parents did. And a lot of people our age are aging out, they're too tired after work, and they just go on TikTok and scroll in bed or something. They don't play games as much as they used to. So the kind of games you're describing, like the Ready Player One thing, that would be incumbent on the total amount of players growing, but the total amount of players hasn't grown. There's been a finite amount of players. I think it's like in the core gaming sphere, and this is like a generous figure, it's about like 150 million, something like that, of people who want the kind of games we want, and it's been the same way for about 20 years.
Still more than enough people.
Yeah, but it's not enough for investors though, is it? And like line has to go up, and things cost more. If you're building a game in a place like San Francisco or Santa Monica, like it's astronomically expensive. It's become more and more expensive to make those games, while you've still got the same amount of addressable audience, and their purchasing power hasn't gone up. So they do things like add microtransactions and shitification, cut corners, because to artificially grow the money. But if there was more people coming in, then it would organically grow. There's a psychological barrier, I think, like to some degree, where some people just can't play games. I've been with my girlfriend now for coming up to 12 years, or is it 13 years? I can't remember.
Wow.
Over a decade. I've been trying to get her into gaming for a decade, and like she's completed some games. She completed Limbo and Inside. She liked those. She's trying to play Little Nightmares at the moment, but she can't like get over the fact that even though Little Nightmares is side-scrolling, it's slightly 3D. So she just can't because Limbo and Inside are pure on a 2D plane.
Yeah.
But Little Nightmares is slightly 3D. Yeah. So going forwards and backward. And she can't she hasn't she never as a kid learned how to perceive game worlds in the 3D space. So she's getting better, but it's for her it's such a huge barrier to overcome,
Oh wow.
So she ends up just going back to things like Tetris, or she's been playing Microsoft Solitaire on a phone and stuff like that.
Solitaire.
It's like Solitaire, man. Solitaire's huge,
That's still the same Solitaire they used to play back in the day.
But how do you get more core gamers is what I'm saying. How do you get more core gamers?
There's plenty of fish in the sea, man. Gaming as a medium completely dwarfs other mediums. It dwarfs Hollywood. It dwarfs, literature. It is on another level, and there's enough meat there on the bones to squeeze to the point where we have so many different genres, so many different platforms that I don't think.
But I think like we just don't get to that Ready Player One level you're describing. I mean, look at Star Citizen. It's had over $1 billion in funding, and it's still nowhere near being finished.
But Star Citizen, actually, my friend was playing it, telling me he's just sunk so many hours into it, and I was like, "You playing Star Citizen, really?" And he says it's a brilliant game, and I attest to obviously burgeoning budgets and the manner in which that happens. I don't necessarily think that Star Citizen, having spent nearly $1 billion in Kickstarter, is an indication that the rest of the industry has to follow suit, because there has to be some sort of accountability for the manner in which this game has been developed. Because at $1 billion and you still haven't got out of alpha, and you have repeatedly failed to meet your promises. That apparently in 2026 we're supposed to see the start. I was going to put it in my video which I pushed out a week ago about the games I'm looking forward to, and Star Citizen is supposed to have a single player campaign with all this amazing stuff, and it looked amazing. The trailer looks amazing, but I can't vouch for that. I couldn't put that in my video because that team has lied and bullshitted so much. But so I agree that there are real life factors that have completely murked the AAA space in terms of game development, and that's the reason why I'm so excited about the AA and indies, because the tools that people like to shit on, like his music stopped, like Unreal Engine 5, are enabling developers of all sizes to create games at a level of fidelity we would expect at AA's or AAA's to produce, and that's really exciting. So I think, and being trying to be positive, but not just for the sake of it, but also kind of proceeding, notwithstanding any kind of calamity like World War III, or which is kind of seems like it's heading our way, the way how hostile international politics is now, is more than the Cold War. But notwithstanding that kind of extraneous world cataclysmic event, then I would suggest that I would think that what would happen is, say if we carry on with the status quo, you will start to see that kind of stuff. Because what I'm asking for isn't necessarily that. I mean, World of Warcraft shouldn't be where the industry peaked in terms of scale of a world. I want a Mass Effect in space MMORPG. I don't think that's asking too much. If you can build Star Citizen where the priorities are creating a pervasive world with no loading, where you can go in and zoom into a planet and all of that, that's great on a technical level. But strip that down even a little bit more, and you could have some great, incredible titles that do a lot more than anything that's happening in the space right now. We were talking about Ubisoft before you joined, like, while I was away, Ubisoft cancelled Bear Games. They're just dog shit. They don't know what they're doing. And then somehow Beyond Good and Evil 2 survives. I don't know how that survived, but do you remember the Beyond Good and Evil 2 tech demo of the planet? Zooming out of the planet, and then as you see into the universe, it's like, what the fuck, is this too good to be true? That kind of detail. It's just priorities of the industry, but we'll get there. I think that we're starting to see that change, because indies and AA's are slapping AAA's around now, because COVID was another factor that boosted artificially the gaming space, so that people start chasing those trends. First it was battle royales, then you had Cliff Blazinski making whatever the fuck that was, his own battle royale, and then he flopped after Lawbreakers, trying to get a second lease of life, and everyone was chasing trends. Oh shit, let me just... Spotify is so lame. Discord is so lame for murking Spotify, sorry. It keeps pausing it. And I love it. Aren't you gonna get demonetized for having Spotify music on the show? No, I've got the licenses for these tracks, but it just Discord just pauses it all the time. It's really annoying. It's getting better. I agree with you. A lot of people just like to be grumpy for the sake of it. It's their own catharsis. It's the English kind of attitude as well. We love to have a whinge, and that's fine.
We do.
But with Highguard, I saw so much of it that was just forced. It was either chasing clicks, people didn't bother playing, and they just fell into that routine. They just wanted to shit on it, and it was just Jeff Keighley.
Negativity is the meta, man. It's the meta. It is. Like I've seen it. I've seen it on Windows Central. Like I can post like something that's quite positive, and it can get like so much traction, and then I can post an article that's like, like my biggest article of this year so far is it was something like Microsoft's AI is collapsing, and there's a picture of Satya with like a downward arrow going down like stock ticker or whatever. Yeah. And I think that got like almost like 500,000 views, something like that, compared to like a positive article which might get like up to 100,000 on a good day. Like so like it's hard when the industry's pressured, especially if you're a YouTuber or any other sort of company that's sort of to some degree beholden to the algorithm. It's hard when it's like, you know, the algorithm prioritizes negativity. And I think at the end of the day, it's because people click on negativity, which sends the signal to the algorithm, this is the most compelling content, right? So human nature is part of the issue, but I think platform holders should have some kind of like rule set where it's like, okay, we'll have like, I don't know, maybe 50% negative content and then 50% positive content. Maybe, I don't know what the solution would be there, but it's a meta, you know. And if you are someone whose income is dependent on this kind of stuff, it's hard to resist the allure to just double down on the negativity. Like and this is why, like, I love working for Windows Central for the past 10 years, because we're a tech site, right, not a gaming site. Yeah. So like we weren't like, if you're a gaming news website, you're kind of more embedded in that world of like, I've got to be with the algorithm, right? I've got to prioritize negativity because that's what the algorithm wants. But as a tech site, we were like, a lot of our income was like guides, tech reviews, product recommendations. That was our, you know, and you don't have to be negative, you know, when you're writing about information. But AI has stolen all that content. And now, like, for even like normal websites now, like even they're having to lean into this human nature, click oriented universe, and it really sucks, you know. And not everyone can get exclusives or scoops and that kind of thing to avoid having to do that. It's just a weird, and it amplifies and exaggerates all the worst aspects of humanity, you know, when you open your phone of a morning and it's just a feed of negative, you know. So I suppose like it's really easy for some people to just fall into that mindset of everything's bad, gaming's bad, all these games are bad, and if you're not actively aware of what's being fed to you and just being like, this is not how the world is, this is not real, you know. I've got to be right back for 2 minutes. I've got to let my girlfriend in the front door because she just got up. I'll be right back.
No problem. World-renowned Gearhound says, what about a very well-respected reviewer like SkillUp saying that Highguard has a lot of problems and just isn't a good game? Are we smearing him with just going for the clicks and views? What? No. Why? Where have you suggested that any critical discourse is done purely for the purposes of clickbait and views? You have to apply some critical thinking here. We're not saying that. Why would you say that? It just makes no sense. It's harder to appeal. Yeah, people are driven by it. Critical discourse. I am one very critical with everything I say. I'm not suggesting that everyone who is critical about a game is doing it for the clicks. I'm just talking about the general, just the general atmosphere, the general driver behind a lot of content creators, like Dreamcast guy. Well, you know, negativity is the only reason but then he relies on it for his livelihood. So on the one hand, I do, you know, maybe it's a bit of a cop-out for me to say, you know, I understand it's your livelihood, and I'm trying to be understanding here, because people have to pay for their bills, and you know, YouTube is very good at making you feel really guilty if you don't get enough views on your video or this and that. And so a lot of people will do that for their living, and I'm not judging you for that. I'm not judging those people. Go for it, you know. But I will be critical of it. I will say, all right, you're doing this for the views. It's not a genuine view that you hold. I'm not saying everyone is like that. People have a long-standing history and record. You can assess them by, all of you. Make a subjective assessment on whether or not you think that person is either doing it because they genuinely believe what they're saying, or is because they're chasing the views. Ultimately, God knows best. But, you know, I'm not saying that skill up is bad. Everything negative. I mean, if I have to completely add those disclaimers in everything I have to say, it's going to be a long show. And I'm not in the habit of spoon feeding very basic points like that because it's just stupid. I'm not saying you're being like that. I'm just saying generally. But you should know that when you come to Septic Source, that we take the piss, we make memes, but we're not complete dickheads. Just wondering, you said that that's what's happening. You said Highguard is receiving too much hate. Yes. But if it's not a good game, wouldn't you expect a ton of hate or disappointment? Yes. But I'm not saying, but I'm saying it's not a terrible game. Answer this question. If Jeff Keighley didn't reveal this game as this one more game, if you didn't know about Highguard and Highguard released as the developers intended, because Jeff Keighley approached them and they shadow dropped it, do you think it will be on a mostly negative? Do you think it would have that much hate? Answer that question honestly. My answer is absolutely not. No chance. It's the Jeff Keighley hate boner that has transferred its aids onto the Highguard's reviews. It's obvious. It's so obvious when you observe that. Because what would have happened is Highguard would have released it and we're like, oh, right, yeah, it's all right, something special. And I would have played it and be like, oh, it's actually a pretty decent, fun game. It's not bad. It's nothing spectacular, but it's decent. And that's where it would have ended. So, but this is the thing. People aren't willing to have that conversation. And there's multiple factors. If a game is exclusive, instantly bigger radar on it. Concord, PlayStation game, mad. Redfall, Xbox game, even more. Xbox games will be... You might think it's copium. I'm just telling you. Xbox titles, because of the history, because of the manner in which Xbox has its fumbles and stuff, and because the industry seems to be driven by a negative Xbox news often when it comes to discourse, they will have a massive, massive magnifying glass on it. And that's just the nature of it. So yeah. And you can always find grifters on the sideline like DCG, but why brush the entire space with that kind of channels that don't even matter? So, renowned GeoHound, are you listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth? Bro, you're struggling. You're trying to create this fiction and then prescribe to it. I'm telling you quite clearly what the position is. The general position is a lot of the industry is driven by negativity and clicks. This is not a controversial statement, bruv. If you don't agree with that, that's fair enough. But you're sitting there saying, why are you tarring everything with the same brush because of Dreamcast guy? It's one example, bruv. It's one example out of a sea of many. And if you don't agree with that, that's fine. Then you have a lot of learning to do, bruv. And I'm not gonna breastfeed you every little basic point, lads. Jeez, that was painful. Okay, so anyway... Bruh, yes. Don't ask. Where's your camera? Yeah, there you go. What's up, Web Dave? Good to see you. This is going for another hour. Yeah, so that was Highguard. We're just talking about the general negativity of it. And it was that kind of negativity I wanted to challenge in my video, which I made last time, saying things are positive. And then in my conclusion said, I know these videos don't do well because people don't really care for negative positivity like that. And standard. That's the way it is. That's the nature of the beast. And we're all foul of it. It's that kind of negative intrigue, that kind of title that we ourselves, human nature, gravitate towards, which is what you mentioned, Jez. Yeah, world-renowned GM. Who knows what would have happened if Jeff showing it off? What if his shadow drop that could make it an even bigger news splash? World-renowned GeoHound, if you want to live in an alternative universe and just prescribe to just this question mark, you're not even engaging in the topic properly, bro. I sound like Reforged Gaming now, but I can't feed these basic points to you, man. Bro, just, if you don't agree, I'm sorry, bro. Good luck. Good luck in figuring it out. So there was that point. While I was away, Jez, I missed out on the big Dev Direct, which I've been waiting for.
Oh, you went to Marrakesh, right?
Yeah, I went to Marrakesh. It was sick, mad. I went for a,
It's awesome, man.
It was stag, yeah. It was a mad. It was shit, bro. Weather was disgusting, and the plane almost crashed. It landed in America, then hopped off the runway, and we had to go to Casablanca because the visibility was so bad.
That's happened to me before, landing in Birmingham when there was really bad weather. What do they call it? This like aborted landing or
something like that. It's some weird. What was the terminology? I don't know what it was.
I can't remember.
The
It's spooky, bro.
It was bad. And the worst part is, I was bursting for a piss. We couldn't move in Casablanca for 45 minutes. I held it. And it was one of those where I was like, there's a chick on my left. I just told her, I was thinking in my head, bro, my bladder, I couldn't even, it was so painful. One of the worst was I tortured her. I was like, I almost want to piss in this bottle in front of me. So I just told the chick, listen, the moment that seatbelt sign goes off, I am running. So brace yourself. She's like, yeah, I'm good. But yeah, Marrakesh was beautiful. It was really nice. People were wicked. Got a hammam for the first time. You have to get a hammam. Hammam is...
What is a hammam?
Hammam is mad. Basically, yeah, the first half of it, it's like before we go for a massage, they just ripped your skin apart. Have this black soap and stuff, and they just rip your skin off, all your dead skin, and they'll show you how much dead skin you have. And it's like, raw, that's bad. So the first half, you're getting a bit tortured, but it's just murking you. And then the second half, I knocked out. I was snoring like a bastard, apparently. And they just massage you. They clear your skin. The blackheads, they were just... It was the best feeling ever. You literally look younger. You feel like an embryo. You've just been rebirthed. It was amazing. Cannot recommend it enough.
An embryo.
Yeah, it was just like fresh, brand new baby in the space. But yeah, it was
it expensive?
It's about 150 quid, but it was worth it.
No, I mean just in general out there.
Marrakesh is yeah. We kind of went to more of the little, the little Nobus and Buddha bar and all of that. It was a bit of a bougie kind of thing, so it was a bit thingy, but. It's not so bad in other places, but Marrakesh you kind of expect. So you kind of pay London prices. So everyone's like that now, I find.
Oh yeah, you're a Londoner, so you have a different perception of us to me.
Oh,
you know, my town in England was voted the most deprived town in Western Europe a couple of weeks ago.
Where? Birmingham, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a town called Warsaw, north of Birmingham. You've probably never heard of it. It's next to West Bromwich. It's pretty bad up there.
Bro, I went to Birmingham. I hate it. I hate Birmingham. It's so depressing out there. It's like, bro, there's nothing good. It's so just like, it's like Fallout in real life.
There are places where like I would legit not go after dark in my town.
That's mad.
Just not by myself. No way.
That's mad. And I'm from London, and it's not exactly the safest place. Just get stabbed up all the time. But that sounds terrible.
It's fun out there.
It's great, but it's beautiful. The people are really lovely, and they're just really nice. It was just nice. I would recommend anyone going. It was really good. But then I missed.
I'm going to Okinawa in a month.
Are you? It's your first time.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I've never been to Japan.
Yeah, neither have I.
It'll be my first time. Yeah, Okinawa.
You're gonna come back and go.
Yes.
You're gonna be all.
I'm gonna land and just. But I'm just gonna be like, I've watched a lot of anime, right? So I feel like I'll fit in really well to the culture, you know.
Oh my god.
I bet I hate that shit, man. When there's like these fat Westerners coming there, like myself.
They're like, guys, you guys come in here.
Yeah.
And thinking because you watch Jujutsu Kaisen, you can go, arigato gozaimasu. Oh, they must hate that. Like Japan hates Xbox.
I bet they hate that shit. Yeah. But I meet my cousin there, and she's studying Japanese, so I'm hoping she'll be the translator. That's fine with her, but
you got ChatGPT and stuff. You know, you can just like chat to them and say, "Hey, I'm going to speak to you in Japanese." You just translate, and they can just does it now. It's crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I use Copilot, man.
Copilot, it's ass, straight ass. You love Microsoft so well. Copilot is ass. 2 packs of ass. But that's gonna be
it's dog fooding, man. Dog fooding. Have you heard that term?
Dog fooding?
Where like dog fooding. It's where like you use a product, like it's when a company forces you to use the company's product to get feedback on it. So I feel like because I cover Microsoft stuff, I have to use their stuff to learn about it. So like I punish myself by using Copilot instead of ChatGPT and Edge instead of Chrome, you know, that kind of thing. Dog food.
Oh, fair enough. That's a bit dog fooding. This new millennials creating these terms. Weird.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's an old term, man. I first heard that when back in our Windows Phone days. Because Microsoft had this whole Windows Phone dog fooding program where they forced the whole company to use Windows Phone.
Oh yeah.
So and there's a lot of people in the chat who know about Warsaw. I'm impressed here. Someone's going to Warsaw for a training course soon, and then someone else says you have Cannock Chase for the fresh air. That is true. I haven't been to Cannock Chase for a long time, man. But
where's that? What's Cannock Chase?
Cannock Chase is like it's a small sort of villagey kind of area north of Warsaw, which is more like on the edge of being countryside.
Oh yeah.
So there's like mountains and big forests there and stuff. And I know someone who did downhill mountain biking, like and he used to go to Cannock Chase for this, and there's like mountain biking trails and stuff. And he said that one time he was there, this is going back like 10 years or something, someone had put piano wire between the trees on the downhill mountain biking path, so that people coming past would get cut on this piano wire, man.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like my town is cooked, man. People are fucking psycho.
Bro, that's fucking weird. So the movie Hostel.
So like so like you go to Cannock Chase, like slightly out of Warsaw, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna see some nice nature and countryside, but the bit of Warsaw bleeds in there, and some psychos wrap trees with fucking razor wire and shit.
That's fucking psycho.
It's crazy, man.
People are weird.
Warsaw's crazy, man. It's a weird place. Like, no, you can't ever leave it. Like, no matter where you go in the world, piece of Warsaw goes with you. It's like fucking Royston Vasey. Like Royston Vasey from League of Gentlemen. Like, there's something about that town which traumatizes you on another level. Like Silent Hill kind of shit.
Silent Hill. Sounds like Silent Hill. Sounds like
late at night, like in the middle of the night, you'll wake up with night terrors, like imagining that you're just coming out of Weatherspoons or something.
You're gonna go to Okinawa, you go to one of those forests, and then you'll just see, you know, because they're like the suicide forests, right? Where they have those ribbons and wires, and you're just like, oh, in Warsaw we have razor wire. This is calm. This is nothing. Shit, man.
Bump into Logan Paul or something.
Yeah. Oh man, enjoy Japan. It's gonna be sick, man. I've been meaning to go. I might go this year, but yeah, I've got a lot of places to visit.
Captain Chats in the chat was born in Wolverhampton, moved south when I was 1. Have a family still in the West Midlands. My condolences, mate.
Shout out Captain Chats. He's a well-rounded character despite the unfortunate place of birth. Oh man, but yeah. So while I was in Marrakesh, I missed out Developer Direct, and 2 big games that I've been looking forward to were revealed. One of them was Fable, and Fable, I'll be honest with you, I have a very critical eye on it, because for me, Fable, I love Fable 1 and 2. I love Peter. I fell for the whole Peter Molyneux hype, the tree that could never grow and all of this shit, and I got annoyed when that really didn't manifest itself in any meaningful way. But then again, the Fable 1 and 2 were such good games in their own right. There were a couple of things there
was a vision there, right? There was an infectious vision with Fable.
It was, and even though he fell short of that massively with those promises, I can respect that the guy had grandiose aims in the first place that kind of set the foundation for this IP that may not have had the best of the journeys, because of after Fable 3. I don't even remember playing Fable 3, but Fable the Journey.
I never played Fable 3.
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't because it was just like, oh, whatever. It didn't do what it was supposed to. Fable 1 and 2.
I was so disappointed with Fable 2 that I just didn't have any interest in Fable 3. It was kind of like that Assassin's Creed Unity kind of thing, remember when Ubisoft said Assassin's Creed Unity was so bad that it impacted sales of Syndicate, even though Syndicate was like a really good game.
Yeah. I've heard that a lot about Syndicate.
Fable 2 really put me off the Fable franchise.
I liked Fable 2,
even though, like you say, it was
decent.
It was kind of like a vision of a good game. Yeah.
That's the thing. It was a vision,
but I was disappointed.
Yeah, no, but that's a good point. A lot of people don't realize that, you know, Fable was one of those games where you just felt like it had a lot of potential, but it never really manifested itself. And then, you know, with as a result of those failures, Peter Molyneux's name kind of got besmirched a bit, and he kind of receded away from game development, and people thought whatever. Yeah. And now you've got.
But he's back now. He's back
making a game called Albion, which is based on it's just a town. Or the city in Fable, and it's like, that's where Fable's based. I'm like, isn't that a bit quick on the nose there? And I saw the gameplay for it as well, and I'm like, so it's not like the Fable devs could say anything because they're like, well, he did kind of create Fable, so can we say anything about this Albion game? And he's like, this is his last hurrah.
Albion's from Arthurian legend. Microsoft can't copyright Albion.
They can't. But it is a bit on the nose with Fable being an Albion and game called Albion from Peter Molyneux. And thematically, it looks very similar, albeit it's got the black and white god game thing, plus a mix of a little bit of Fable as well with the third person stuff. And I'm pretty sure I saw chicken getting kicked in the trailer. I'm not sure. In Molyneux's game. I'm not sure, but it's just... That's where he's ending things, and I feel like, oh right,
it's genre though, I guess.
Yeah, well, I guess he's phoning it in my opinion, because if you are gonna really go for the blue sky. But it is what it is. But Fable being made by another team, a team that has proven its worth in terms of racing games, is now taking it on. And the biggest concern has been whether they had the ability to do so. A few years ago, I reported or leaked, and I remember the news cycle, because Insider Gas is saying, Fable's had a lot of scoping issues, and it was true, and I've told you that. Forza Tech has been a problem for the team, and they...
No, I heard that as well.
Yeah.
There was like, in the early days of the Fable development, there was a big internal battle between going with Forza Tech or Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Because obviously Forza Tech had to have a lot of stuff bolted onto it to make it function as a traditional RPG kind of game, right?
Yeah.
So there was a thought process within Microsoft. Maybe you've already said this, so I'm just reiterating, but I heard very strongly there was a big debate about whether to use Unreal Engine or not, and similar stuff happened with. Sorry, I'm just using some steroids.
What the fuck? Is he putting oil on his face? What the fuck is that?
No. I got a weird skin condition that needs steroids to mitigate, but it's nothing.
You got nice skin.
But it's the steroids.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Probably. I do wonder that actually. Like, I've been using this shit since I was 20. So like, part of me is like, does it help in other ways? I don't know. But anyway, but. Yeah, I heard as well, like that had similar issues with Age of Empires, because they had to use Relics Engine for Age of Empires 4. And again, it was this debate of like, shouldn't we just use Unreal Engine? But in the end, they've gone with Forza Tech, and I think the game will be better for it. I think, because I don't know if this is like fair or if you agree with this take, but I'm sick of games that use Unreal Engine.
I'm a big fan of Unreal Engine.
Similar. I like Unreal Engine, but like, I don't want every game to use Unreal Engine. Can you imagine if like they all feel a certain way?
Yeah.
And can you imagine if like the GTA used Unreal Engine, for example, instead of like Euphoria and stuff? It would feel completely different. I'm
one of the biggest proponents for Unreal Engine and its adoption, because I think it just breaks the mold or the cycle of burgeoning budgets. It equalizes the playing field to enable indies and AA's to really...
I love it for indies, but...
even AAAs, you could say, devoting their time in an era where we keep being told everything's so expensive, they can now focus on their more creative efforts. However, and I've always said this, and I know people have recency bias with what I say, there's always a multi-layered issue. one of my videos that's on Game On Daily, I talked about the homogeny that is introduced as a result of over-reliance on Unreal Engine 5, because a powerful tool that everyone starts using, everything almost feels samey. We got that with UE3. Remember the 360 gen? There was that samey feel. And there's a distinct risk there, and absolutely I would love more developers to start using their own bespoke engines, absolutely, but you have to concede to the reality on the ground. Not everyone can do it. Like Crimson Desert, the South Korean outfit, the only reason they can even do something like that with their own engine is because they had this mobile game that was fun, giving them so much money that they could afford to delay and do that. That's not an avenue available to everyone, but there's absolutely more bluster, more prestige in building your own engine and then building a game on it in this day and age where UE5 is so prevalent. So when Forza Tech, despite all the niggling issues that they've had and all the issues that, the scoping issues, blah, 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 and to make this game work out of a racing formula into a RPG, third-person RPG, they will hopefully yield the benefits of it. Because it will enable them to create an incredible title that they can find. Every bespoke engine has its own little bit of flair that UE5 won't permit. But the only thing I will say is, having looked at the game, it looks astonishingly good. It looks really good, but there were some bits in that trailer looks pretty choppy. The frame rate, not a problem, I assume, for me, unless it's horribly optimized for PC. But consoles may struggle. This looks like there might be another 30 FPS game on Xbox. Who knows? But it looks amazing. It looks really good. Visually, it looks amazing. I can't doubt. Fable looks so good, and it has done this game.
It does.
There are a few things before the Dev Direct came out. I pointed at 3 things. One, the open world. If you follow the first game, before it was even launched, I was so hyped and looking at the magazine, looking at the world, and just how amazing that it could be from those bull shots. And then the Fable games ended up being these little tiny, every level was just like 4 tracks or whatever, just a track world. It's very linear with these little hub worlds, a little playable area, open a door, and then you go to another area, and they might have 4 tracks or whatever. It was very restrictive. It's almost like it was playing, I don't know, like Baldur's Gate almost. It's just like going into a dungeon. It wasn't really an open world game. So I've had that itch for Fable to become a proper open world game for ages, and Playground Games, who made a racing game open world, surely they'll smash it. And it is a proper open world game, and it looks astonishing. So that I'm very happy about. Obviously with open world games, and I'm not even I say that, with GTA 6, I'm really looking forward to that's open world. Crimson Desert, I'm looking forward to that's open world. And Fable, I'm looking forward to, and that's open world. But at the same time, the thing I hate about open world games is just the fact that these games tend to just add bloat and meaningless shit. And I want a proper condensed, curated experience as well. So make that world meaningful. So that's a challenge that Playground Games need to actually confront in the Fable world.
I mean, that's exactly my thoughts on it. It's like, it looks really good on paper, but what would a 30-minute gameplay sort of walkthrough look like? Microsoft often does this thing which, they show all publishers do this. They show lots of clips of the game at its absolute best, kind of like a YouTuber would for a clip reel or something like that. They show you all their perfect kills and not all the times they died a million times, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how does it actually feel to play? Because so easy to fall into this trap with open world games of just adding stuff for the sake of it, and the side quests aren't interesting, and there aren't many games that really pull off open world really, really well.
Yeah.
I think The Witcher for me has always been the gold standard between meaningful content, content that's meaningful from an exploration perspective, and then a side questing perspective. Every side quest in that game almost feels like there's something interesting to find there.
Yeah.
So I think if they can nail that aspect of it, they'll they'll probably end up with Game of the Year contender, I think. Because it does look like it has that quality, but
absolutely. That's a big question, if they could do that. It's funny you mentioned The Witcher there, because that kind of leads me on to the other point. I never liked Witcher's combat. I thought it was just never gelled with me. I just thought it was really
You're wrong.
a bit.
You're wrong, bro.
I just can't, man.
I hate that meme so bad. I swear to God, I hate it.
What meme?
The combat is the Witcher's got bad combat.
I didn't even know it was a meme, but yeah, it's facts. Whoever made that meme, it's not bad combat. It just doesn't gel with me. Like you post, you cast the little shield thing, and then you start chopping, and the knife, the sword play is not that satisfying. You could put traps in there, agony, like, and this and that.
Yeah. It's a lot of the combat in The Witcher is steeped in lore reasons. But like, they don't want Geralt to feel like he's a Super Saiyan, basically. He's kind of like a dude he's just a dude with some like extra enhancements. He's kind of like what they're trying to go for, because that's what he's like in lore, right? So I do think maybe to some degree it is kind of hamstrung by that, but the spells do get more powerful if you invest in that tree. Like, and by the end of the game, like what seems like at the start of the game, he's sending out these piddly little sparks, right? You do rank it all the way up, it does become more impressive, you know.
It's not just the strength of it. It's just the way the execution of it. It just doesn't engage that well. So I don't know. It's just a bit of a weird one. I don't know. Oh, Epic Treasure, good to see you. And also super. Thank you so much for the super chat.
I really like the comment.
Sorry. Welcome back. Keep shining your light in these dark times. I will try, Epic. I will try. Thank you so much. But I'm not a big fan of it. But I could stomach it because I agree with you. I did a side quest that was like a freaking full-on game. It had so long. You remember that one with the little freaking dead baby that turns into a gargoyle and shit?
Oh yeah, the bloody baron.
Yeah, that one. It was just like, oh my god, this is a freaking full-on game. And I rate that. With Fable, when I saw the gameplay and I had the same question, I was just like, how engaging is this combat going to be? Because if you remember from the old games, it's the same kind of system. You could tell from your ranged combat to your magic and then your sword play. And I need to feel that. But that one I'm not so sure about with Fable. I think that's one of the more weaker things potentially is that combat, but we'll see. But the other bits, bro.
Well, the combat designer on Fable is combat designer from The Witcher, I think, if I remember correctly. Well,
I feel like that's gonna be the thing that's gonna.
I know there's a lot of CD Projekt Red former developers on Fable.
Okay.
But they did hire a bunch. They've hired people from Rockstar. They've hired people from CD Projekt Red. So there is a lot of pedigree there. But I reckon I could make you like Witcher's combat.
I'm not saying I dislike it.
There's a point where it clicks. Genuinely, okay. There's a point where it clicks. You have to think of it a little bit more tactically and less like a hack and slash.
Yeah.
And there is a point where it clicks. But yeah, maybe it shouldn't have to click. You know, maybe it should just be good from the outset. But
there's an argument there as well. But then if there's depth to it, and then you know maybe then the investment is necessary for it to achieve its penultimate, you know, those highs, then fine. I agree. And to be honest with you, with Witcher, it's such a great game, but it just demands so much time, and it's not a game that you can just bounce off and play other games, which I'm terrible at. I do that all the time, and I'm trying not to do that with Chronos now, and I'm sticking with Chronos. But every time I play it, it's 2 a.m. after work, and I'm shitting myself. Every time on Discord, I'm like, oh my, I can't play this game at night. It's too scary. I know I'm pussing out. But that game is too much at night. I'm terrible at scary games. Fable's combat may not be the strongest point for me, but I still enjoyed Fable 1 and 2. So I enjoyed their combat. It's a lot more simplistic, but it was nice. But let's see how engaging it is. But the other bits of Fable are amazing, man. Like the fact that they are, every inhabitant has its own routine, like daily routine. When I posted this out, I tweeted this out saying, forget the fact that it's open world finally. is the crazy part is every AI has its own routine, own life that you lead. And then people were like, oh, well, did you not play Ultima? I'm like, the fuck? Did you not play Red Dead Redemption 2? I'm like, motherfucker, what? Bruv, I'm not saying...
Doesn't Skyrim have that as well?
Shut the fuck. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is they went above and beyond the call there to make it like that. That's crazy. Yes, Ultima had it. Yes, Red Dead Redemption have it. Those are exceptions to the rule. They're not the norm. And now Fable doing it
I get it.
Is amazing. Like,
I wouldn't have expected a Microsoft game to do this, because this is one criticism I've got of Microsoft's production team. And Microsoft has like a team of producers which they kind of go in and make sure, you know, games are hitting their milestones and all that kind of thing, right? One criticism I've got of Microsoft's production team is they tend to have this mentality of, let's cut anything that isn't going to be heavily interacted with, right? Which sounds smart on paper, but I think it's in the weeds where you find some of the flavor of a game. Like, can you imagine if, like, for example, I doubt a lot of people engage with the cardboard box in Metal Gear Solid, for example. You know, most people probably just sort of, you know, go through the game just doing the regular stealth stuff. And I know the cardboard box is like an iconic meme now, but there's so many features in Kojima games which on paper don't really need to be there. Like, for example, in Death Stranding, you can piss on the ghost. Right.
Okay.
You can piss on the ghosts in Death Stranding. That's a feature Microsoft would cut, because they're like, why do we need this feature to piss on the ghost?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
But
to get rid of that,
it adds flavor. I've used the piss interaction in Death Stranding one time for the memes, right? When a BT was floating towards me, and I was like, I'm just gonna try this for fun. Whip your dick out, piss on the floor. The BTs will go. They will leave. They will go away. They don't like bodily fluids, right?
Yeah.
But it's that kind of flavor the game has. Just the knowledge. One camera, by the way. It's that kind of knowledge that just the knowledge that I can piss on the ghost enhances the game and my connection to the game, the immersion. I want to piss on a ghost. Sure, I'll do it once. I'm not gonna play the whole game like that. But I'm glad it's there. But Microsoft's producers are like, we don't need to be able to piss on the ghost, so let's cut this stuff. So the fact that they have sort of included some of these flavorful aspects to the game, I would say, is, I hope for me, reflects a change in the Microsoft's approach towards these kind of features. Because I wrote an article about this a few years ago, that Microsoft relies too much on telemetry. And if users aren't using this feature actively, then it should be cut. It should be cut out. Whereas I'm like, don't cut those features out. Leave them in, because they're weird and they're fun and they create memes and talking points and, you know, and potentially virally market your game. You know, like imagine Microsoft's producers telling Kojima you can't Kojima in the games, right? Can't do all the weird shit that Kojima does. That's what you'd end up with if Microsoft produced that shit. But maybe their mentality's changed. I don't know. That's
a great point about Microsoft, kind of, because they're so data driven and they look at these data points. They may not appreciate the bits that are unquantifiable, that you can't really put a number on.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And then they disregard, and then as a result, the craft suffers, because those bits, those quirks, they add character to the game, and then they add to the virality of it, and it just fleshes out the whole thing. It's the reason why I feel like I haven't played it. I'm not much interested in playing it, but I feel like Avowed is an example of that, what you're talking about, because, and I may be wrong here, maybe it has all these quirks, but it feels like it's just stripped to its component parts, and people like it. Again, I may be completely wrong. It's just a sense I get that Avowed might be like that. Oh look, somebody just literally mentioned Avowed. Avowed NPC routine is still stand still and look stupid. Actually, that's a great point about the NPC point. They don't even bother animating them. They just stand there for a while. So that's a prime example. Whereas Playground games have such a good pedigree. I don't think Microsoft I have no idea. you're saying that hopefully Microsoft has changed and they're loosening their grip on the studios, but that suggests then that Microsoft has a lot of influence on the design function of a lot of these studios and what they put and remove from their games. So if that's the case, then Microsoft needs to...
I think they do when it comes to... Yeah, I think they do when it comes to like, okay, this project has to ship this year, so maybe let's cut the fart button, that kind of thing. I mean, I think they've even said that. I don't know, like, because the old Fable games had a fart button, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like, and again, that's another thing. Like, I maybe used that once in Fable 2 just for the lulz, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be there necessarily, but it's something that's there. That's a fun little piece of flavor, right? I do think Microsoft's producers, they do probably come in with an axe when things are really overwrought. But I do think like this is what going multi-platform kind of helps with. And I know a lot of people really don't like this strategy, and I do think it's a risk. I do think it's a risk going multi-platform, but at the same time, you've got PlayStation's install base. You can delay your game a year, knowing that you're gonna have access to so many tens of millions of more players potentially. So you can leave some of that flavor in. You can take the game to the next level. But if if you know for a fact that like only so many Xbox and PC players are going to buy this, why not add an extra, I don't know, 30 million potential customers over the game's lifespan? If the game's really that good, realistically, maybe it's like adding an extra 5 million, but well, like what's 5 million times like $70? It's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
But you can take bigger risks, I think.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I think when Fable comes out and it's like a Fable and Forza and when these games start coming out that do take PlayStation's install base into account with their budgeting and their timelines, we'll start being like, oh well, maybe it was worth it. We're getting all this extra quality. So, I think State of Decay as well. I think State of Decay has been delayed because now they're like, okay, we're gonna put this on PlayStation. Let's take it to the next level. That's kind of like how I feel about it. The State of Decay 2, I think, was a bit disappointing. I remember when State of Decay
I was like, look at State of Decay 1.
Yeah, it was not much. It was not much beyond State of Decay 1. It was like, okay, you've had a co-op, but there's this aggressive tethering distance, and and I know the game's like way better now, like after years and years of updates, but you don't want to wait years, No, but if the game's got PlayStation install base potentially, then you can potentially do more cool shit with it. I don't know.
No, that's a great point. Actually, I was I kind of forgot. I'm so used to the Xbox multi-plat strategy. I saw everyone saying, "Oh, Fable is coming out for Die Schonsten Bummer Schlägerblingen."
Die schönsten Blumen nur für dich. There you go.
Bless you. Yeah, no.
My girlfriend got me a cup of tea. Bless her.
Oh, that's weird. But my missus will be here soon, and then she can feed me live on stream. What was I gonna say? Yeah, no.
All right, I'll cut you off.
Fable is coming to PlayStation day and date. So all the Xbox guys were waiting for ages, and then it comes out on PlayStation. But that's Xbox now. Xbox is I'm working on a video on it, but Xbox is literally third party now, and one of the benefits that we're starting to see now are that the games are starting to get good. Like, they're starting to look really promising, and perhaps that's a symptom of the fact that Xbox are now not under the pinch so much that they can, well, I say that notwithstanding the next topic after the games, which will be the Xbox financials, which look absolutely atrocious, but PlayStation gamers have been supported to the point where Forza Horizon in Europe was outsold PlayStation's first party games on its store. It's like, it's crazy. So maybe that's a symptom of it, that Fable will be a really good game, and this is a start of them maximizing 100%. Xbox going multi-plat reduces the pressure on Microsoft tremendously. The pressure on its Game Pass to perform and its games to perform. Now they've got a massive market, the biggest console market with PlayStation to tap into, and they're going to be enjoying those software sales, which I keep saying Sony can't just rest on their laurels on that fact. But never mind. That and look at Fable. And look at how you're talking about where they've gone by. Look at Avowed and how basic it is, and then look at Fable that has got taken key features like NPCs with all their daily routines. They've got they've improved it in so many different ways, including the things I really wanted. I even back then I thought, all right, good and evil stuff is really nice, but it's pretty basic. It's like good, bad. If you're good, you'll have a little halo ring. Bad, you have a little horn. And I was like, in the game, even when I was playing it, I was like, what about the grays? What if there's some decisions are never all that great? Well, with the next Fable, amazing. There isn't that. There is a gray, and not every denizen in Albion is gonna be freaking loving you up, because some people will actually hate what you did. Or like, and they have these really cool like titles. Because if you ended up, you can get like in the other game, you can get pregnant or start a family, and you know you can buy every house in the game and be known as a rich twat, and every NPC is gonna see you and perceive you in a different way. And I thought, this is so good. And then
it's cool shit, man. It's cool.
It's really good. You can get a job in that game, and it just looks, it has that level of visual fidelity is amazing. And then on top of that, then they've got what was the other feature? So this is the other point. They had to modernize that game, and my biggest concern was that they just recede back to the stupid fart jokes, and it was fun, I guess, back then, but it needed to be enhanced. And the comedy and just the vibe has evolved. It looks like it's evolved a lot more. And that's what I wanted. You're taking Fable to the next stage, and you're doing it without Peter Molyneux. And it could be the best Fable game we've got. And there's proper open world, fully realized Bowerstone looks insane now. Like the freaking multi-layered bridge and stuff like that looks insane. Vocations, your family's going to be realized massively. All they have the NPC routines and the different towns that they showed off looked incredible. And it's just this is it. This is probably one of Xbox's best chance of scoring really well beyond Forza Horizon in a title. Now, whether or not they smash that out of the park, I don't know. I can't guarantee that, but it looks like such a good Fable game. So when I went back and watched that trailer, I was like, holy shit, this team clearly had the passion for it and this IP, and they've gone ahead and done wonders to it. Potentially, execution is never guaranteed, so let's see how they perform. But ultimately, Fable looks amazing to me, and I think I'm really vouching for this team to really smash out the park. And the same guys are working on another title that looks astonishing. Forza Horizon 6, going back to this is going to Japan. Japan is no small feat. I don't even know where they go after Japan, because Japan is the peak of car culture. Before the Dev Direct, I was talking about they should show the Wangan Highway, they should have the Mount Takina, they should have the AE86 car in there, the drift racing, and all of that stuff is what they've really gone out. They hired this lady who lived in, I think, California and in Japan. She's a Japanese lady. She understands car culture. They talk about that in the vidoc and how seriously they're taking it.
Only Ubisoft would fuck up Japan.
Bro, they're so dumb. They're so dumb. Ubisoft didn't even consult Ubisoft Japan when they greenlit. Worked.
Did you see that Attack on Titan DLC for Assassin's Creed Shadows?
No, I didn't. What?
Oh my god, it's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. It's so bad.
Attack on Titan really DLC for Assassin's Creed Shadows. How does that even work?
It doesn't, bro. It's just the answer. They've just really phoned it in, man. But it goes to show like how seriously I think Microsoft Game Studios is about honoring that legacy of Japan and sort of delivering what people want, because people have been, like they said in the video, people have been asking for Japan for however many decades now, and it's similar. It was a similar thing for Assassin's Creed Shadow, you know, and a lot of especially Japanese gamers felt like that didn't hit the mark. And when you look at things like, go and look it up, this Attack on Titan DLC for Assassin's Creed Shadow, the animation's terrible.
I would have played it by now. It's being really weird, my stream PC. But it sounds shit. The Ubisoft suck. They're so shit.
I have no idea what they're doing, man.
I don't know what they're doing. They suck. Oh, people in the chat are saying God Emperor Suffocate says Dubai, and so does Dr. Marshman. They're going to Saudi or Dubai after Japan. Okay, that would be interesting in terms of topology, but in terms of racing heritage and history, Japan is king, man. I loved Initial D. I loved Wangan Midnight. You know all the history with even Fast and Furious for the casuals. You know that history there is mad. Like if you were into the racing scene, I used to watch Smokey Nagata drive through the highway. Those Japanese motorways at ridiculous speeds in his R33 Skyline. It was amazing. And the game,
got the light trails like from Akira. Like I ain't into cars very much, and I ain't into racing games, but even I'm like aware of Japan's car culture. You know, in a sort of, it just sort of like via osmosis. You know. Yeah,
it's just because it's huge. It's huge. Like even though obviously Fast and Furious made it popular for a lot of people who didn't know about it, but then if you know car culture, you know the Bosozoku thing from the with the sort of outlandish styles and designs. It looks really good. The sound design looks. They showed off their sound design. That looks amazing.
Going through the tunnel with the sound design and the sort of resonance off the walls and the acoustics, like
that's amazing.
I ain't even into racing games at all, but like you look at that shit and it's like, man, I wish I was a racing game.
Yeah.
I need to give it a proper go. Like every time I see a Forza in the trailers, I'm always like, I need to give Forza a proper go. And even when it was set in Britain, I was sitting there thinking, I really need to give this a proper go, and I just never do it, man, for whatever reason. I like games with violence in them. Is the shallow truth, but I don't know. It looks fantastic from a technical perspective. Yeah.
They're really good. Every time I play a Forza Horizon game, I'm like, all right, this is the one I'm going to 100%. No, this is the one I'm going to 100%. But the Forza Horizon Mexico, I really did enjoy it. I don't know exactly why I fell out of it, like in terms of 100%ing it. But it was really good. There were some issues with the online netcode which they need to sort out, because there's always, every time Forza Horizon comes out, every time you play with your mates, one of you will get booted out and then pushed into free roam, and it's just a hassle. They need to sort that shit out. The other thing they need to sort out is the soundtrack. You know I love my music and stuff like that, to the point where Forza Horizon 3 had the best music tracks out of there, and then since then I felt like the soundtracks kind of dipped a little bit. So they need to bring that back quite strongly, and it can't just be all ooh stuff. It needs to be really kind of catered for it. That's my concern with it. It's all the ooh stuff. Like, are you going to make it really super otaku style, or actually think about it and treat it a little bit more serious? Because in that game, the story. One thing I'm pretty sure
Japan has an amazing metal scene, man. Like, Japan's got an amazing music scene too. Like, it's
every time I post my night wave on my Discord, Jez will come out and go play some metal, and then you link some of the most insane, atrocious that makes Mudvayne look like Evanescence, and it's just so, so raw. Your metal. Thing is, it's funny. It's funny you say that. I was really into my new metal, right? Like crazy, like Cornhead. I used to have spray paint corn in school and get in trouble for all that shit. And then I went on holiday.
I love Corn.
I loved Corn. I used to love Corn, Sepultura, all this, El Nino, all that. I was really living into that new metal phase.
Oh, El Nino. Oh my God, that's nostalgic.
Yeah, man. I just love them, man. I used to love all that. I just really lived that. Kerrang was just on my head the whole time. And then I hated the indie music, indie rock came in. I hated that, and I felt like, it was forced on me. And I just that's when when I went to, funny enough, around about then, it's quite a long time ago, I went to Pakistan because I did it for my summer holidays. And in Pakistan, they had a street racing scene, like a proper street racing, like it was mad.
Oh no!
And that's when I couldn't play Corn in the car when we were street racing, when we do drag racing, and it just didn't feel right. So that it was back to hip hop. Then it was back to 50 Cent playing it, and it just felt right. And that was the beginning of my transition out of metal, when I was into the car scene quite a bit. So yeah, it doesn't fit that mold, but I guess that not necessarily saying that metalheads can't be car enthusiasts. They are. I see them on a lot of the car shows that I used to go to. And a lot of videos like Ultimate Dubs and stuff. I was probably into the car scene here. And that's why I feel like Japan needs to be taken seriously, because I think that's where it needs to peak. And one thing I'm really not looking forward to, and I reckon it's going to be there, is that shitty dialogue they always have. Like, hey, how you doing? We're at Horizon Festival. And I'm like, and I put that in my review for the last game. I was like, that's fucking lame, man. It's people don't talk like this. It's everyone's on Mandy or something, and everyone's like, hey, guys.
Hyper optimistic.
Yeah. And I want, you know, if you watched Initial D and stuff, it was just dark and it was just nice. Okay, I get it, it's a festival vibe, but then have a little bit of like seriousness to it, and I don't think they will do that. And that's what I'm not looking forward to. And I think they'll hit the OWU and that element of it, and it's gonna piss me off. I feel that's the only thing. They've changed the story now, though. So the premise is, you're actually not. Right. There's no story as such, which is again another thing I've been all ranting on about, but no one takes that seriously. But the premise of the game is you're, unlike the other games where you become a kind of a loose variation, but in this one you're a spectator, not like a contestant. And out of the ranks, out of nowhere, you start earning your ribbons to then start getting to more races. I would have loved a better story. You have to really build out your car and get a fame, and then people are against you, and there's some antagonists in there and shit. But Team Rocket. Well, if you watch Initial D, it's just a really good anime. You need to watch Initial D. It's a really good. It inspired Tokyo Drift, inspired drift racing. The racer, his name is, forget his name is. He's a legend. He's actually in the movie Tokyo Drift as well. Used to start racing in this mountain in this Toyota AE86, which is a beautiful car. But anyway, it's just like the trailer just hit those vibes. They knew to put the AE86 in there. They showed the drift racing, they showed the highway races, and they showed a really condensed, like the really most detailed city in there as well. And I was like, all right, I can't wait. Even though I know they're gonna splash on loads of races on the map and stuff like that. It's not going to be as curated as I want, and that's my problem with it. Like, I don't want a biome change, but because it's Japan, they'll treat it a lot more respectfully. But what they showed off looked so good that the Forza Horizon template is so good that this game is going to be something special. And because Xbox, now you might think, oh guys, this is a stupid thing to say, seeing as you're so pro exclusive. But if Xbox has ripped the band-aid, they're multiplat. They're completely multiplat. I'm just a bit disappointed now. It's going to sound really weird that it's not on PS5 day one. The only reason why is because if Forza Horizon launches, it's going to be like an event, a proper event. It's coming out March. Oh no, May. I think it's coming out May, isn't it? I forgot the date now. May 19th, I think, off the top of my head. Yeah, something like that. May, not March, sorry. May. Like that, yeah. And I was just like, I would like everyone, because they know it's going to come out in, I know because development timelines and, they couldn't really release on PS5 day one. Timed exclusives to a certain degree have a little bit of a bluster, but Xbox is third party. So it would have been nice to see everyone just go in on it. I'll get excited and hyped about it. Because this could be one of the biggest launching races in history. That's how big Forza. I do
think it's funny, though, that everyone's always like, Xbox is third party now, but they released more exclusives than Sony did last year, didn't they? I think
they weren't they're multiplats. Everything's come out. Avowed is on PS5. Hellblade is on. Oh, Hellblade's not last year, but what else was on? Doom was on PS5.
What was it, the year before or something like that?
The year before. That's all disappeared.
Keeper, I suppose Keeper doesn't count that much, but I just think it's funny, like the whole argument of like exclusive, like it's a lot of it's just sort of incidental a lot of the time when you sort of talk about like this game hasn't launched on PlayStation, it's purely because they don't have a dev pipeline in place to deliver that yet, and or the development was ongoing before they pivoted to going multi-platform. But I really think, like, as someone who's never really cared about exclusivity or the console war, that for me it was always about like, how does this affect the viability of the platform all up, from someone who's invested in the platform. Am I gonna lose access to my games if I extrapolate this out and be like, well, if there's no exclusives, then there's no hardware, then there's no third party, then there's no platform, then my games get orphaned, right? I never cared about console war or anything like that, and I think most people don't either. But I think, like, you could look at it another way and be like, well, if they are accessing PlayStation's audience to keep the business healthy, they could keep doing their own thing, you know, and also anchoring Xbox in PC. You know, PC, Satya did call out the PC store has seen a lot of growth. Although they didn't give us any hard figures, which they never do. So you have to take that kind of comment with a pinch of salt. But I think having access to PlayStation install base and bringing the games to Xbox PC and being everywhere kind of does guarantee Xbox's future more than trying to compete directly with PlayStation. I think the industry didn't grow fast enough. Microsoft's core studios, they're in very expensive places like Washington, Seattle, and I think like the economics just got to a point where in order to save Xbox, ironically, we've got to go multi-platform. And if the games get to that quality level that we start to see, like, I think it's worthwhile, you know. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, look, we saw the finances of Xbox, and they got absolutely just murked in every arena. Like hardware sales massively down by God knows what 35%, and last year it was even worse than that. Then their services revenue went down. Everything went down. They were down pretty bad, like really down bad in terms of financials. I haven't got it in front of me, but it wasn't exactly. Well, actually, I think they were down.
I think overall.
It was bad. It was bad.
Personal computing was down 3%, which is the division. Xbox itself was down something like 9%, I think. Which, in a way, accentuates how big Call of Duty is. So I was told this entire thing basically was Call of Duty. Because Satya said in the call with investors, Game Pass revenue was up. Revenue, not subscribers. So yeah, the price went up. So yeah, you would hope revenue would go up. We'll see if that plays out over time as people start canceling their subscriptions, deciding whether or not it's worth the $30. But yeah, revenue went up for the quarter for Game Pass, and they said PC Game Pass has grown, cloud gaming's grown, PC's grown. They basically said it was all down to first party, without in as many words basically saying, yeah, it's Call of Duty's fault, you know. So, but if Call of Duty wasn't there, yeah, their revenue would have been up, but it would have been smaller revenue overall, you know. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the total revenue declined by 9%. You're right. Content services went down by 5%, and hardware declined by 32%. Those kind of things make you wonder what the fuck are they even investing in the hardware for. I understand why. There's a transition period, but at the same time, you know, those are numbers you can't really scoff at. So whilst we can be happy and bullish about Xbox because of the fact that PlayStation exists and Xbox can capitalize on sales on that platform, you have to understand that this is the same company that doesn't really deserve any benefit of the doubt because they've been quite raw in their assessment of studios by killing them. Like we saw that with Tango Gameworks. We saw that with multiple studios. They killed off a Perfect Dark. They didn't give a shit. But, oh my god, I'm trying to pull this up out window. So you know, they're gonna, you know what the Amy Hood is like. You know what, you know, Sarah Bond tried to pour a little bit of cold water on the whole 30%. We need to get that money back kind of thing, and by saying that, you know, it's case by case.
Nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah, nothing's guaranteed. So I wouldn't be shocked if they shut. There's no guarantee of what studio they will shutter the next time. Like I'm looking at Compulsion Games. I'm like, how are they surviving? Like, what? They won an award, I guess, for was it Impact last year? So that's decent, I guess. But the game wasn't all that great, considering what We Happy Few was. I thought they would get. All right, but they survived. Tango Hate Gameworks got killed. Maybe it's because the guy left, the main guy. Maybe they thought it's not gonna make any money. But the same thing applies. In Exile, will they really smash it with Clockwork? They have to. Are they gonna get? You know, all of this stuff is a bit weird. So there's no guarantee as such. But overall, though, Xbox in terms of its software lineup always looks good on paper. This year, we're gonna see Xbox, courtesy of one of its studios, deliver on its bespoke engine 2 titles. One that is only 93 Metacritic game this generation, a hit, and that's Forza Horizon. And then you got Fable, which is a third-person RPG from the same studio, that if it does smash out that well and becomes a Game of the Year contender, that's a big deal for Xbox, really generally in the perception of its software. And then if you look at its slate overall, it looks really good. Like, you've even an Exile. Why is this music pausing all the time? So annoying. Yeah, so it's just Xbox is in a weird place when the console is kind of like dwindling away and they're transitioning to PC, which I guess is the smart play because that's PC is where the future is at anyway. But Xbox is just there out of not through necessity, let's be honest. But their software, it looks decent. They showed off. So we saw another game. What was it called? It's such a weird game from Tim Schafer. Kiln. Yeah, so Kiln actually looks all right. It's not a game where you look at it and you think, oh, right, this is... But it's just weird. Like, the concept is cool. It's funny. And I appreciate that it's a multiplayer game. So I still need to play that Lighthouse game. But Kiln looks like it could be fun. You build your own thing. It's a collaborative affair. You build whatever you build, like with Claymation, or you just build pots or whatever. And then you go out and multiplayer, smash each other up. And I'm like, that could be quite a lot of fun, considering that element of collaboration before destruction. But is it going to set the world on fire? Highly doubt it. A lot of people are like, what the fuck was that? And I kind of get that. At the same time, I'm like, let Double Fine, what the fuck, they just do what they want.
Let them cook, man.
Let them cook. They're weird. But Rare...
I've heard they are working on a bigger project, I've heard.
Are they?
Beyond Kiln. So Kiln was something they've been working on, like on the side for a long time. But they are working on a bigger project. I have no idea what it is. Psychonauts 3. I'd love a Brutal Legend 2, man. That'd be so sick.
Oh yeah, but absolutely.
That'd be big licensing costs, I guess. But yeah,
be cool.
It'd be interesting to see what happens. But I do like a lot of these studios. Like they haven't generated direct revenue ever. I think Propulsion being one of them. I think Ninja Theory as well. Like they have a lot of value for Microsoft in the UK because they've got the really good motion capture studio. So other UK Microsoft studios have been using Ninja Theory's facilities, which obviously creates a chargeback and whatever. But in terms of like direct revenue, like I don't think Hellblade 2 or Hellblade 1 is a great legacy to build a business on, right, by itself.
No.
In Exile is a bit different because they do have a lot of legacy content. So does Obsidian. So they get royalties from like older games that still do sell, here and there.
Yeah.
And also I did hear Avowed did well for Microsoft in terms of compared to what they paid for it. I'm not really worried about those kind of studios which do have a legacy of games behind them.
Yeah.
It's some of these like fresher studios like Compulsion, which really have, I suppose, better or worse, a question mark hanging over them. How long will Microsoft subsidize them, maybe? Fair or not. I didn't play Stealth and Midnight myself because, there was just so much else to play and I just heard it wasn't that good, combat wise and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure like word of mouth drives a lot of these kind of decisions when there's so much to play. It's like, well, I'm generally probably either going to play something that is something I would typically play, or if some people, friends and trusted peers are telling me that, oh, you've got to play this, it's amazing. Nobody really told me that about South and Midnight. Or some of these other games, like, it doesn't even have to be South and Midnight. Stuff like Star Wars Outlaws or the Avatar game, or some of these other games, I suppose. It's a tough... There's so much content out there and so much to play. Things can't just be decent anymore. They have to be either really cheap or really amazing. And I was talking about this on Xbox too. It's like the era of like pricey AA games just ain't gonna work anymore. I kind of feel like
that pricing element especially on consoles always needed addressing. So I agree with you that
Game Pass helps, but it's not a silver bullet.
It's not. It's definitely not. And then the price hikes don't help where people are trying to assess value. Generally, I think they'll have taken a fat hit post that very unpopular price reduction last time. So it is what it is. But ultimately, that price stuff has to. Consoles have been long overdue. This kind of fluid pricing structure that mirrors what game publishers and developers do on Steam, where they sure, they'll be asking for less, but in terms of volume, they'll sell more. And I think a lot of people talk about monthly active users and that metric being a lot more important. And I think that's really important as well for the virality of a game, or the appeal for a lot of people when they see a lot of people are playing this game. So that requires some price adjustments there. But generally across the board, I will say Xbox seem like, and the other bit I was going to talk to you about, Jez, is the fact that we started hearing rumblings of Blizzard. Actually, there's a desire to sort out Blizzard. When ABK happened, I was one of the first things I said was, I'm not going to just sit back and celebrate, oh, ABK's done the deal, there's Lila Khan got murked. I want to see something happen to Activision Blizzard King. Positive steps forward. And one of the first things they do, they cancel Odyssey, which was a game that was from Blizzard that looked like it had a lot of potential. And
I saw gameplay of that game and it looked really good.
Really?
But,
you saw gameplay of that?
Yeah, I did. I saw gameplay, yeah. I showed it to Rand as well, I think.
Oh, shit.
I often, when I get gameplay footage which is too hot to ever leak, I usually show it to Rand, because I'm like, I just want you to see this to prove that it exists.
Just leak it now, man. Fuck it, who cares?
Nah, I wouldn't. You're getting so much trouble for that shit. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
But
show it to me.
Is it cease and desist? Yeah, maybe. But it looked really good. It looked like it had sort of the Overwatch kind of vibe. It was like fairy tale-ish, but with sort of Overwatch kind of Pixar kind of aesthetic. And I saw was it didn't look dissimilar from the gameplay layout of Fallout 76, where you build your own place, you can make vendors and trade with players, and sort of players are tasked to build up the world. It was sort of
that sounds
I remember
good.
this it looked pretty good, but then again, it was what I saw was such a small slice of it. You don't know if it's actually good, if it was actually something that was going to be gameplay viable when it was finished, And I think really what that game was a victim of was Blizzard wanting to focus and double down on what's really working. So one of the things, some people did get laid off, but a lot of them got rehired to work on World of Warcraft's live ops team, which is a new team, and all they do is make mini patches between the main seasons. So World of Warcraft now operates on this 8-week cadence, and I think this is one of the things that really hurts some games like Destiny, where you go months and months and months without any new content at all. And now World of Warcraft's got this we're gonna flood you with content. You'll have so much content you won't know what to do with yourself. The game's been and not all of it's great content. I've got an interview coming with Blizzard soon where I'm just the 8-week patch cadence is good, but a lot of this content didn't land that well for me, so it's not perfect, but it's I think doubling down on their core franchises is really why that game got cancelled. And what really accentuated this for me was when I got an invite to BlizzCon from Blizzard a few weeks ago, and the invite had 4 symbols on it, which kind of symbolize what their focus is right now. There was a Warcraft logo, obviously. There was an Overwatch logo. There was a Diablo logo and a Starcraft logo. So that was kind of that was a big hint to me that it's instead of going broader and trying to find new genres, let's double down on our core franchises and really serve them well. And another game that I've seen footage of is the Starcraft shooter.
You've seen it?
Which is I've seen it.
Oh, shit, you've seen it?
I've seen it, yeah. And it looks really, really cool. So
really,
I didn't leak that originally. That was, it's It's no, it's I think it's more like you play as, well, I don't know really. Like, so maybe you can play as a ghost, but I think it's what I saw was Marines, right? Terran Marines, Space Marines basically. So again, I didn't see a huge amount of gameplay footage, and also I wasn't the one to report on this originally. It was Jason Schreier, I think, who reported it on originally, that they're working on a Starcraft shooter, right?
That's gonna be sick. That's the kind of shit I rate.
That's his report.
By the way, shout out to Lutrons, who just gave out 5 membership, and I gave out 10 because I didn't realize YouTube allows you to give out free ones. Lutrons, thank you so much. Let me just quickly read out the people. Mingo, Magnum, UK Dazarus, good to see you there. Zach Riley, Dutch, Silverweed, Random, Dono, Thatch, Dolkenstein, Xbox Game Pass, Get It is a username. Thank you for all getting it. And then Deathwish, thanks to Lutrons, Deathwish, Lost Boy, CPA, also Captain Awesome, sorry, Southmore, Kenny Powers, and Captain Chats. No, not Captain Chats. You all got memberships. Welcome to the family. Enjoy the nice colors on your badges and shit. Starcraft exists. It's a good time to talk about that. So you've seen the fucking gameplay of it. That's actually sick.
Yeah, man. And you know, again, but it was like saw Odyssey gameplay, which was my report. I think was it the one who leaked Odyssey? I don't know. I got blacklisted for that for a while. But
is it? Oh shit.
Blizzard graciously gave me a second.
That's good, man.
But the Odyssey, yeah, it was sort of like a similar sort of tranche of information that I got, and yeah, what I saw looked really good, you know. But you never know when it's a vertical slice, you know, whether it's actually going to materialize into a real finished project. But the fact that the Starcraft logo is there kind of says to me, like, what the approach they've taken is, let's refocus, let's double down on our legacy. And they've been doing that really well with Diablo, and you're going to see some shit for Diablo soon as well, which I think is going to really hype people up. The new expansion's coming.
Oh yeah.
And then we've also got, like, you know, all the stuff that's been going on World of Warcraft, Midnight, and that kind of thing. There's also an Overwatch presentation soon, I think.
Overwatch is interesting. What are they going to do there? Because that one needs some injection in itself, bro.
Overwatch, like, if you go on the Overwatch subreddit, like, people are talking about how it feels like it's in a better place than it's been in years.
Oh, right.
Like, the Overwatch fan base is happy, but like, how do you reconnect with the wider audience again? Because I still think there is this perception that Overwatch is not good or whatever with the wider audience. But Overwatch is in a better place than it's been in years, I think, for one thing. But beyond that, there's rumors they're going to drop the branding. Overwatch 2 and go back to just being called Overwatch, because Overwatch 2 never became a thing in the end. The whole point of Overwatch 2 was that it was going to have this PvE story-based element to it, which never materialized. So the whole point of it being Overwatch 2 doesn't make sense. Nobody calls it Overwatch 2 anyway. So, like, getting rid of some of that stuff and going back to it just being called Overwatch is probably the logical step, right? So there's rumors they're going to rebrand it, and then also, like, probably announce a bunch of new heroes. You know, there's all sorts of rumors flying off there, but I really think the big one is going to be BlizzCon, which is in September, where they probably announce what they're doing with the Starcraft franchise, because that's the one people have been waiting for. And
that would be huge.
Obviously, people, it should be huge, you know. And I think Starcraft as a shooter will bring the franchise to a wider audience. And I know, like, a lot of Starcraft fans, that what they really want is a return to the strategy stuff, right? Strategy genre is not as popular as it once was, which I think makes it harder for them to justify trying to make a new. And I think a lot of the original team who made those games has probably moved on, unfortunately. But Microsoft is, like, the only company still making strategy games, and World's Edge is one of the most profitable studios at Microsoft, believe it or not.
Really?
Age of Empires fans are sick, man.
I see that the tournaments keep going. They keep massive tournaments.
Yeah, it was Red Bull sponsoring them. Tournament was the Wallaloo tournament, which was, I think, in London just this past week.
All right.
I think so. Yeah, Age of Empires is still going really big. So if there's anyone who's going to bring back that genre, it's probably Microsoft, you know. But Starcraft is a high bar, you know. It's not like the really high bar, you know, to bring that back. But Starcraft's still huge in Korea to this day, like the strategy game. So I would think one day they'll bring it back. Maybe that's what they're going to announce at BlizzCon. I don't know. We'll see, man.
See, this is what I mean. Like, Xbox lost the console war, this and that, went multiplat, and then look at the software. The software is like crazy. You got a Playground Games, one studio producing incredible looking titles, an RPG and Forza Horizon 6, which is no small feat. And then you've got Blizzard. Blizzard has been in a shit show state for years, and you know, I shat on them for cancelling Odyssey, but then you bringing Starcraft back would be a big boon, and then fixing Overwatch under Microsoft's umbrella will be a massive plus. And then obviously you've got Diablo, which has done decently, let's be honest. So that's going to be a huge deal for Xbox. And then
there was hang on a sec, there was some rumors about Diablo sales. Someone updated their LinkedIn, and they were like, they did reveal that Diablo generated $666 million in revenue.
666 million, ominous number, but
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, because devils, right? But there was here we go. Diablo 4, according to LinkedIn, this is from Eurogamer. Diablo 4 might be the best-selling Blizzard game of all time, according to a LinkedIn profile of Activision Blizzard employee. It describes Diablo 4 as the best-selling Blizzard game of all time. So
best-selling game of all time. That's major, man. Microsoft is really. It's funny because by forsaking its place in the hardware space, Microsoft's strengths are where they are as a software company, and it's the software that's starting to scream. The thing is, Xbox, and that's my video actually I'm working on next, is that Xbox needs to have those big bangers, the really heavy hitters that really make a splash and catch the zeitgeist more publicly. A racing game is quite popular, but it may not. It has a muted response in terms of critical acclaim, and even if it hits a 93 meta, because people see it as a racing game. Don't ask me why, but that's a creature of the internet and just critical discourse. But now you get Fable smashing it. That's amazing. Then you get Activision finally under Xbox's banner. Like, okay, Call of Duty shat the bed yet, but that's a Call of Duty cycle. I'm sorry, had this cycle all the time, but that doesn't mean Microsoft are exonerated for that failing. Absolutely not. But at the same time, Starcraft comes back and it looks good. Major. Overwatch gets rebranded and then looks good and the fans are happy. Great. Diablo is, like you're saying, selling all that, and it got a new bit of DLC, and it had a really strong launch. Decent game, decent critical acclaim. Great. Then you've got creatives getting their ability to produce their titles. May not be big hitters, but Kiln, great. You know, you were talking about not stifling their creativity. Great. So then on top of all that, you've got other big titles you haven't even talked about. Obviously got Halo, Master Chief Collection, the remake that's coming this year and is coming to PlayStation. That's another big title. And then, which you'll probably see at Summer Games Fest or whatever it's called. And then we've got freaking Gears of War. Gears of War is fucking crazy, man. And we got some news on Gears of War. So the coalition, and this is something this is a culmination of so many things that I've asked for with Xbox IPs to happen, and they're happening. Obviously, notwithstanding execution, I have to put that out there. But with Fable becoming the open world, fully realized game, I want great. Forza going to Japan, that's amazing. Blizzard finally sorting their shit out, which is great. If only World of Warcraft can sort of shit out, but never mind. But they're going crazy with that big game dev director that everyone loves, and there's big expansions. That's great. And then you've got Gears of War, which I've been ranting on for ages, and they are going back to when I used to talk about this and what Gears needed to do, and I said I've fallen out of Gears because they need to change the formula. People thought it's just another one of those weird Gaz rants. And then you get fucking Cliff Bleszinski say it, and then the freaking coalition say we're doing this. Exactly the things I was saying that this Gears of War needs to do, which is this. Stop fucking cancelling my music. The Coalition wants Gears of War E-Day to be the most emotional experience ever, so they're going back to stop their stupid Fast and Furious bullshit kind of vibes and go more grounded. Great. The story of Emergence Day is really about what happened to the people in Sierra. Great, because we know it's E-Day. Massive worldwide event, and we want players to feel the impact. And I really want to know how they handle that story, because it's going to be mad. I want to see day one first contact with them. What are they called? I forgot the name of them now.
Locust.
Locust, sorry, yeah, because it's stupid. Wait, one second. I have an idea. 1 second. This is bothering me. If I put the music down low and high here, that might work. Yeah, because going through the Go XLR. Anyway, our story set consecutive days so players can become intimate with the city. We want them to feel the loss of what was here in a rich environment to tell a great story, but on top of that, a city great for gameplay too. It's the best gameplay playground for an intense cover-based shooter like this. And if you go into their interview, they talk about this being the most ambitious game they've worked on, which is always the case when you're working on a sequel. There should be, I guess. But the gameplay just they're going to tone it down, make it more survival horror. Really this is another title that could be visually stunning. It could be a complete Coalition have proven themselves to be masters of their craft with Unreal Engine, so hopefully they can smash it out of the park. And that's another game that is also tapping something that PlayStation, Xbox kind of forsaken, which is the multiplayer element of it, because Xbox used to be really good at multiplayer, and this has a traditional, I assume, multiplayer mode, and it could be amazing.
I just want Horde mode to be good again, man.
Horde, yeah, that's true. I want the multiplayer to be good.
I have no idea why they went with this format where move around the map. I really liked Horde when you turtled up in a corner and just had turrets everywhere, and it was more like tower defense. It was way better then. I don't know why they went with this. Oh, now you've got to move with the map and find the power shit, and it's like, fuck that. Let me just turtle up in the corner. That's the fun of it, right?
Just watch. You know what? But that's what they need to do. Just really like make it violent. Stop in a corner, just fucking seeing bodies go, and make it feel like instead of like this Rambo thing where just the Horde locusts are just like little ants when you're flying, riding a berserker or a massive mech. It's just that stupidity needs to go, and it will go. And that's exactly what Gears of War needed to do. So you've got all these IPs, barring Halo, which is the big one, that are looking really promising under the Xbox's banner. They're not distracted by hardware as much. They still have to pander to the dwindling Xbox console fan base because of the number of Game Pass subscribers that they have built up. But ultimately, Xbox in that space looks really good, and they seem to be picking their third-party partnerships really well as well. They had Ninja Gaiden, they picked Expedition 33, which is an incredible title to show off in their Dev Direct, and that speaks to their ability to actually now discern quality, which they weren't that good at. And then you got Beast of Reincarnation, which in itself looks really good.
Beast looks really good, I think. Yeah,
I mean, we don't get a chance to talk about that. So, I'm not happy with the whole exclusivity thing. I still think there's a net negative as a result of Xbox capitulating in the hardware space, because that traditional exclusivity is gone. And I actually think it hurts PlayStation a lot more than, or PlayStation fans a lot more than they will admit to or realize, because of that lack of competition. Because I think PlayStation is really in a position to coast quite a bit now and relax. But there are also some concerns there. We'll see. But generally, Xbox, through their Dev Direct, looks really positive. It's their 25th anniversary, so it's going to be big. You got a Summer Game Fest, there's going to be a lot to be shown, including Halo. So it's a weird space for Xbox, perpetually dying, always, but thriving in many regards. It's weird. It's a weird space. And PC is the place to play. It is. And I don't know. It's weird.
Stone's Windows, man. It's Windows that needs the real needs to get their finger out. Like, and we put a report out last week where Microsoft finally acknowledged the fact that everyone hates Windows, and they've commissioned a team. We're currently investigating this. There's a whole project now at Microsoft with a code name and everything, which is like basically the Fix Windows project.
No chance. They'll never do that.
I think we'll see, but I think they do realize they've messed up a bit. They put all their engineers on AI and Copilot and all that kind of thing, but Microsoft Copilot 365 or whatever does seem to be ticking over now. So maybe they're happy to reallocate some resources to actually fixing all the issues with Windows, because couldn't believe it like this week. Because one of the whole things about Xbox's future is like, yeah, okay, great, we're getting the next Xbox will be a PC, fantastic, you know, whatever, we get Steam, we get free multiplayer potentially, all that kind of stuff. But on the downside, this week the Xbox Ally is currently broken because of a Windows update which broke the Armory crate. So are we going to be in a situation?
Oh shit, I didn't know that. Oh right.
Yeah, so there are ways to fix it. Like if you open the Armory, if you go to the desktop and open the Armory crate manually, it'll run through some user account control things, which, you know, fixes it. But it's also like, this is not the experience you want with the console. And if we are going into this universe where, you know, the Xbox will be susceptible to this kind of issue, you know, that's not great. You know, it's not great if you know, I can't control my Armory crate power settings with the Asus ROG Ally because of a Windows update. That is not the universe we want the console to be in. So there's a huge rethink that needs to happen on Microsoft's end to make sure we don't end up in a situation where the next Xbox is broken week over week because of Windows fucking update. So
do you have much of a faith in them? I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of challenges there for sure. It's not, like you say, none of this shit's guaranteed. Especially when it comes to the Xbox ecosystem and, you know, Windows update and getting the teams on side. But they have to do it. They can't just rest on that laurel and be like, well, we're Windows, you know. People are more interested in SteamOS and Linux than ever because of the issues with Windows. You know, they can't just expect that people are just going to use Windows in perpetuity, especially if they're going to be exposing themselves to the consumer wrath like we see with consoles and shit like that.
No, they need to streamline the shit out of that. That can't happen with even if it's a enthusiast device. I mean, especially if it's an enthusiast device at the price points of, you know, talking about $1,000 or near about there. You can't fucking afford. You can't do that. And if you do, you're just really taking a shit on the console fan base, because it's like you're just basically saying you're just an afterthought. PlayStation's here, PC's here. Sorry about this little side piece, which may be the case, but they cannot afford to do that. That's terrible if they end up treating it like that. So they have to fix their shit. I don't have much faith in them. I just feel like that company's, like, kind of, as you can tell, I'm quite you know, disillusioned with the company because of the successes and failures that they've had. But at the same time, I have to give them, like, I can't pretend I'm not excited about the potential of Xbox software. It's there. I
think they have a good strategy in place. I think on the absolute ground floor of it, good strategy. Put Xbox into Windows, make Windows better. You know, use PlayStation's install base to make our games more ambitious, longer development times, less risk. Yeah. It all makes sense on paper. But there's this huge sentiment gap. And I think part of it's just being like part of a big corporation. Everyone hates big corporations for one thing, especially ones that are so publicly traded like Microsoft is. Like their market cap is so huge that there's the very powerful entities watching what Microsoft does, you know, Wall Street and stuff like that. Back in the Steve Ballmer era where like the stock price was worth next to nothing, they could do weird shit and get away with it. They could spend like $1 billion making a 3D headset nobody wanted, like HoloLens. But now that Wall Street's got their gaze on them, they're kind of like Microsoft reported last quarter that they'd have 41% AI revenue growth. They got 39%. The Wall Street crashed the stock by over 10%. That's the second largest single day stock drop in history because they missed, because they only delivered 39% revenue growth. It's crazy to me, but this is the kind of money that these companies and these entities thinking with regards to. So I think the strategy is well in place. The big risk and the worry for me is like, will Microsoft tolerate them long enough to make it fully realized and fully implemented? You know,
you
will
can't
Satya
say
be
that
like
with any confidence whatsoever.
Yeah, it's
Satya.
that's the thing. It's whether it's Satya or Amy or Wall Street or whatever. It's like eventually then it'll be like, well, you're taking too long to make next gen, or you're taking too long to fix the PC store, or you're taking too long to do this, and we kind of like, we want this money for AI now, or data infrastructure, or whatever, you know. So I think it's what they're doing is still not guaranteed and still, you know, risky and that kind of thing. But I do think the strategy on paper is sound. It's just the big question mark is, will we get there fast enough for Microsoft to be happy about it? I think that's the pressure that Phil's under right now.
Phil's just an absentee landlord now, man. He's just coasting.
Nah, he's not, man.
What do you think he does?
He's really not.
Really? You think Phil Spencer still
I
has
I know so, man.
You know so.
I know so, man.
You have to justify
the only reason
that.
No. The only reason that Xbox still exists is because of Phil. Because the biggest problem for Xbox is navigating the corporate politics. You know, convincing them, give us this investment to Activision Blizzard, give us this investment to, you know, make Windows more friendly for a console ecosystem. You know, let us have the time in order to do this. I don't think anyone else could have convinced Satya of this than Phil. I think without Phil, none of this works. And when Phil retires, that's the biggest risk for me, because it's not like, you can say what you want about Phil and all this kind of stuff, but Phil's absolute value at the top of the chain is being able to convince Satya of this shit. And like, do you think anyone else at Microsoft, like, you need someone who's been there for decades and has that political clout to do that shit? They brought in someone else from outside, they just end up being a yes man, you know, and they'll just be like, okay, Satya, we'll kill hardware and just become a publisher, or, you know, fuck the customers, there's only a few million of them, forget these guys, we'll just make everything random microtransactions and shit like that. Feels like an actual gamer. Like, he's cracked the top 50 leaderboard for Diablo 4 last month, and he ain't like Elon Musk and get someone to pay to run his account. Okay? Well, he's a cool gamer.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not a core gamer, but ultimately you say all these things, but you know, it's like they try to run a gaming business and they say all the corpo babble, but they did shut down Tango Gameworks. They did shut down Perfect Dark. This guy literally went on Xbox Era to talk about how good he was really excited about Everwild, and then the Everwild gets killed just a few months afterwards. It's like, okay, like, if how either he's out of touch with his game.
He's still got to do things with the business stuff. I think the things have been moving so fast that he's been caught out with contradictory statements, and maybe he shouldn't have said some of those things if they weren't sure, you know. I think that's what Phil's guilty of, if nothing else. But then
what if you give okay, I concede that Phil Spencer is the reason why Xbox is still in the space, because Satya Nadella gave him the option, and Phil, so you can't, I completely understand. Phil Spencer's like, you wouldn't even be talking about Xbox if it wasn't for me, so because I made Satya stay. He's absolutely well within his right to say that, and you know, in our haste to shit on him because of the recency bias and the failures of Xbox to be a viable competitor in the console space, we will do that, and that's not fair in that sense. Fine, but at the same time, you did fail to make Xbox a viable competitor in the console space, and we see all this stuff that suggests that you're more backseat driver now, with Amy Hood is scapegoated massively. You've written articles about how that 30% target was really bad and is hemorrhaging them, and so despite Phil's good intentions, and because he's a great gamer, and you might say he's still an effective leader, but his hands are tied because he doesn't have the command or strength or the wallet, you know, the persuasive strength of Amy Hood and Satya Nadella, in which case fine, but then at the same time we have to say, right, but he's not that effective because he doesn't have that much power. You can't on the one hand say he's really good and he's done wins, they've in different areas, absolutely, and the software is improving. But at the same time, and I concede, without Phil Spencer, Xbox would be just a hollow husk and just fully Windows-based stuff, and they are. Microsoft is Windows. I'll be honest with you. Xbox is Windows, but it wouldn't have that identity through Phil Spencer's fighting, through Phil Spencer posturing for making sure Xbox does well in Japan. I am not saying that's not the case, but as time goes on, Phil Spencer becomes less and less important in the grand scheme of things, and soon he will retire. Just after, I imagine, the next Xbox is launched, and who's going to replace him? Sarah Bond? And do you think she will do a good job?
I have no idea. I do worry that this is the thing I worry about Sarah, that she won't have the political clout to push back against Satya and Amy, you know.
Or the gamer knowledge or history. He understands the industry better than ex-mobile exec Sarah Bond. He does. And in that sense, I understand. Look, if Phil Spencer was here, I would have a frank conversation with him, and he probably wouldn't want to have a chat with me because of how divisive I am and the shit I've said. But at the same time, I said, look, Phil, on a level, what, with you gone, what are you doing now? How much of a pull do you even have in this space? Like, do you have a say with Satya Nadella and Amy Hood and Tim Stewart, all these people hovering around you? Seems like, you know, I'm pretty sure
Tim Stewart's gone.
Oh, Tim Stewart, not Tim Stewart, but yeah, you know what I mean. So Amy Hood and Satya Nadella, those two, just those two existing alone is like, what's happening? And I don't know what the answer would be. But he's not a liar. He would probably say, well, he has been judicious with the truth on the 4 games, you could say, but nicely. But I don't know. It's a weird one. He doesn't say anything on socials now for a reason. He was a darling of the industry. Now he gets lambasted. They've all moved to B-Sky B or whatever the hell it's called. And they rarely chime in on Twitter because of Twitter discourse or whatever. So it's weird. It's weird. I don't know. Xbox is in a weird limbo state. The leadership haven't got the persuasive value they used to have, but the titles will speak for themselves, and the roadmap looks really good. So we'll see. Jez Corden. Someone says Michael Page says, y'all look tired, you can rest now. Xbox is on its last leg, time to take it back to the shed and shoot it. Well, it's so funny because Xbox, that's struggling so much, is doing all this stuff, is a mega publisher, and the PlayStation, the market leader, is just coasting. I'm sorry. It's just, and I put that in my last video, it's just coasting. And I don't know why no one expects better of that company, but people are happy with its bare minimum. And
it is honestly weird to me that the kind of things that Xbox has been criticized for, you know, slow game releases, all that kind of stuff, all the so-called Sony creators, they don't call them out for it ever. No, it's always like, which way is Xbox dead this week? That's all Sony creators talk about. Whereas like Xbox creators genuinely feel like they push harder than anyone.
Absolutely.
For Xbox to do better.
Absolutely. I mean, well, some there's a lot of glazing on both sides.
Sure, yeah. There are like your fanboys and stuff like that, and people cherry pick my articles and then look at things like, I put out an article the other day like talking about the cloud gaming interface, which I think is really good. And they're like, oh look, all you do is glaze Xbox, and they'll ignore like 5 articles that I wrote prior to that calling out Microsoft and stuff.
And the same people will use your critical articles and go, aha, look, even Jez Cordens rinsing freaking Xbox. I'm like, well, you can't have your cake and eat it. That's true. But yeah, PlayStation guys, I've given up on PlayStation fans, you know, even daring to hold them to account to the degree that the market leader should be. I've given up to that notion. They'll be too busy laughing it up about Xbox, celebrating Xbox games, but they just will never hold them to task. So that's the reality of PlayStation. As a content creator, you'll pretty much either talk about Xbox as a PlayStation content creator, or just glaze console sales and be happy with the status quo, or hold on to that Astro Bot Game of the Year. And I'm like, what the fuck is a market leader doing? Your output has been atrocious. And you don't even talk about your games that freaking, excitedly anymore. It's like, I'm excited. I'm here back in Marathon with this limited edition. You guys are calling the next Concord. You're very quiet now after Concord, people. It's me. Look, I'll support it. I will support any potential good wins. And then Marathon is looking like a weaker prospect for a lot of people in the industry, but I'm going to give it a chance. And I feel I'm the odd one out. I'm going to give Saros. I'm excited about it. Niche game, fair enough. But you guys want your big AAA. Wolverine's the only thing you really care about. Let's be honest. Because that's what PlayStation fanboys love, the prestige of their titles. But when for ages, PlayStation is shit this gen. But no one will take that seriously coming from me. Well, PlayStation guys won't. But the reality is most people know. And hardcore PlayStation guys, actually, the legit ones, will speak out about it. But it is what it is. Jez, I'm conscious of the fact that it's past midnight now, and we've gone for a while. Jez.
I only just got up, mate. Let's go for another 5 hours, bro. I'm good.
Have I missed anything in this topic? I think I've covered pretty much everything.
I think you covered everything. I've just been playing Code Vein the whole show, man.
I've heard that it's not that great.
Have you played that? No. I'm playing Code Vein 1. I haven't played, I've seen Code Vein 2 had some controversy. I'm really enjoying Code Vein 1.
Okay, cool.
It's Temu Dark Souls, right? It's a lot. I'd say it's about as easy as the original Dark Souls.
Okay.
So it's not super easy, but it's I suppose maybe slightly easier because you always have an NPC partner with you. So sometimes they take aggro and stuff. It does make it easier. But like Elden Ring, I suppose, someone in a mimic tier all the time.
Yeah.
But it's anime Dark Souls, and people call it Goon Souls because all the female characters are like naked. Yeah. All the female characters are like practically naked, but people are mad at the sequel because the female characters are wearing clothes now. So they're saying it's been censored, right? All that kind of thing.
Oh shit! I saw that Dispatch got censored on Nintendo. That got people annoyed.
Oh, but apparently they self-censored. I read because they didn't want to pay. They didn't want to pay for 2 publishing fees or something.
Oh,
rather
right.
a censored version or uncensored version. So they just went with a censored version, something like that. Donataku was telling me about it on Twitter.
Right. Oh shit!
So
yeah, because
it just seemed like they did it to themselves. I don't know.
Because Cyberpunk exists and they do all sorts of shit on there. So
yeah, exactly. Cyberpunk is uncensored as fuck on Nintendo Switch. So what the hell what happened there, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. That was a weird one. Maybe it is them not wanting to pay. They're indie developers, man. They can cut them some slack if those publishing fees are. But yeah, I bought that game. I need to play that game. Dispatch. I really want to play. I bought the Altars because everyone's hyping it, including you. But I need to play that.
I bounced off that game, man. It is tough. But I was playing on the normal difficulty thing, and I just I can't. This is too hard, man. This is too hard for me, bro.
Shit, really? Oh,
damn. What happened to me was because the way the Altars is, you can sort of snooker yourself. So I put myself in this situation where I just couldn't win because I've made so many bad decisions. So the only way to fix it was to go back and basically wipe out 3 or 4 hours of work and start over and try and build up better. But I was just like, I ain't got time to start over, so I bounced off it. Very good though, if you don't fuck up like I did, mate. Or just play on easy for the story. It's a mindfuck, man. That game, it's a mindfuck.
It's one I really want to get stuck into, but I've got so. I'm loving all these games, but I've found out, I've been saying for ages, but I have to stick to one game. I'm just sticking to Chronos now. The thing is, I'm so driven by my mood. If I'm in a good mood, I want to really play Death Stranding, and I haven't completed the first Death Stranding because you have to be in a particular mood. You have to be a bit dank. You want to be in that.
I feel that.
And now I'm just like, oh, right, I have to force myself to play. It's not because I don't want to play that game, but for me, I'm so driven. This is why biggest thing I miss on gaming PC is Quick Resume. Because Quick Resume changed the way I used to play games.
Yeah.
I had so many different games there. I just go into that mood.
I've heard Yeah, I've heard they're working on quick resume for Windows, so
I hope they do that, because that would be perfect. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
Captain Chats is jumping into Mass Effect this week. Mass Effect, you missed out when it came out. Oh shit! You're gonna still? I'm sure it's aged well. A lot better than Mass Effect 1's gameplay, anyway. It's really good. Really good. So yeah, you're a bit like that as well, Captain Chats, playing different games. Yeah, I have to be in the right mode, but now I feel like there's so much pressure on me now to complete games, because I see the 2026 lineup and it's mad. I booted up Hades 2, so good, and I'm so dying to go back to them. I'm like, I can't play Hades 2 and Chronos and all these other games, my freaking installed games. Mad. So I have made a rule that I can't really play Arc Raiders, because that will just ruin everything for me. So I'm in a good position. I haven't fucked with Luminous yet. Lutrons, you told me to get that as well. I bought another game that someone told me to. It's a really weird game, like first person, you go into a spaceship and to different planets. Like,
Routine.
It's not a routine. It was it's on my desktop. Let me see what it's called. Oh, my battery's dead. It's called. No, it's not. It's Repo.
Oh, don't know that game.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a strange game. Really, yeah, it's weird, but really cool. Like how you go into it. It's quite daunting. But yeah, there's so much greatness. What's next for you, Jez? What's next for the Jez? Well, sorry to hear about what happened to your team at Windows Central.
Yeah, it sucks, but we live on for now. We'll see how long that lasts, but it's tough, man. It's tough out there in publishing.
And what's next for you and Rand? Is Rand going to make videos again? No chance.
Popping off, I doubt it. But we continue on, rocking and rolling, hanging out with the peeps on the Xbox 2 podcast and that kind of thing.
Check it out, chat.
So,
you know who Jez and Rand are. So smash the like button, and also wish Jez a happy travels next week to Japan. Yeah.
Oh no, in about a month.
About a month. Oh, okay.
I'm actually going to America in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
so
shit.
I'm gonna be around a lot of places.
Where are you going? GDC or?
I'm not going to GDC. I'm going to Stamford, Connecticut.
What's happening there?
Some people in chat might understand that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but
I don't know what.
There's a famous company in Stamford, Connecticut. But I'm doing something very cool. I'm very, very happy about it.
All right. Okay. Sounds good. I'm hoping Fable doesn't come out around October, or I'll take my PC to my wedding. Oh, you're getting married in October, Captain Chats. Congratulations, man. That's amazing.
Congrats, buddy.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, so yeah, sounds great. I'm getting married next week. Funnily enough.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, well, the Islamic marriage. I'm going on Friday. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's where I was in Marrakesh. Was my stag. It's been a.
Oh, your stag? I thought it was a mate's stag or something.
It was mine. It was mad. Right. Yeah, it only took you 25 years. It took me 3-4 years. But it was it's a game changer for me. That's why I met her. I said my missus is gonna be here soon. So yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. She's lovely, so I can't wait. So yeah, that's why I'm telling you guys so much going down. I can't make the content because I've wedding. That's why I kept that quiet. Yes, I did. I don't want to make a thing on social media because then people just use it. But I had to go today to get the ring and stuff, and so next week I'm getting officially off the market. I mean, that's great. But yeah, sounds good. Congrats to you and Steve. Oh, for fuck's sake, Boba. But yeah, thank you guys. Smash the like button, and yeah, I'll be back on the video soon. Just next week might be a little bit quiet. I'm still working on a video. And shout out, congrats to Captain Chats as well. Peace out, people. Prepare to become a robot. Yeah. Peace out, everyone. Mad love. And timestamps will be up soon. Bye-bye.